For years, Providence, New Lenox, and Loyola have fielded outstanding football teams. Tonight they meet for the very first time in a key Catholic Metro Blue matchup. It's all coming up next on the Chicago Sun-Times Prep Game of the Week. Two football teams have never met before, but we'll have a chance to see them here in action tonight at beautiful Bishop Caffer Stadium on the campus of Providence, New Lenox High School. And tonight we're seeing two outstanding football teams go to battle this evening as we look forward to bringing it to you here on the Prep Game of the Week. How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Bill Hazen, joined by Jim Covert. Providence, New Lenox, Jim, comes into this game undefeated. Loyola has one loss. They have moved up to this division, the blue division, where it's really the big boys are playing. And really, that puts Loyola in a position where they really must have this game tonight.
Well, that's true, Bill. Last week, Loyola had a big game against Mount Carmel and was defeated 45-20. And Coach Herster said they have another opportunity tonight. And that's really what the kind of remedy you need after having a disappointing game, get a chance to come out and play another great team. So they can feel better by just doing that and going out and playing hard. Providence, on the other hand, you might think that they would overlook Loyola a little bit, but in talking to Larry Lokank, the defensive line coach, he said they sat down and watched films of the Loyola team, and all of a sudden they got real quiet. They were very impressed with what they saw, so now they're highly motivated to get out here and play the Ramblers.
Jim, I am sure that some of what they saw had to deal with a tremendous running game of Loyola. It has been outstanding. It's really carried them this year.
Well, that's right, Bill, and that's really one of the keys tonight is that they can run the football the way they have this year. Can you imagine running 6.7 yards every time you touch the ball on the ground? That's kind of what they're doing. And also, turnovers is real critical in a game like this, and Loyola has done outstanding in this regard. 18 times they've taken the ball away from their opponents, and they've only given the ball up 3 times this entire season.
Incredible. Absolutely outstanding. Speaking of turnovers, I was taking a look at these two quarterbacks. They both had great seasons. Jim Kirby, however, of Loyola has been outstanding. He has not turned the ball over all year.
Jim Kirby of Providence, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes, he's done a great job. He's thrown 91 times, has not thrown one interception. And, I mean, they hope they can continue to do that this evening. They have a good control passing game. He needs to make good decisions. And then one of the strengths of the Providence Celtics team is their run defense. So something's got to give. Loyola's got the great running game. Providence a great run defense. I think that'll make some things occur which we're not expecting to see prior to the game here.
Yeah, indeed. I would really wonder a little bit about how the running game will work out in this game because Loyola has an outstanding back and Bill Pregoltz. He's been he's closing in on 1,000 yards already, Jim. He's having a great season.
Already, Bill, and he's averaging 9 yards or 9.4 per carry, which is unbelievable. I think he'll have trouble doing that tonight, but he's their top scorer, and he has great breakaway speed.
Meantime, Justin Ruggiero, well, we need no introduction to him. He was outstanding last year. All you need to do is rush for 2,000 yards. Everybody will know who you are.
Well, that's true, and we remember calling his name last year, and he's up there right about even with pace. He's behind a little, only has 1,000 right now, 18 touchdowns, and I'm sure he'd give a lot of credit to those guys up front who've been doing a great job for the Celtics blocking.
We have a great game coming up for you next. Don't run away. It's coming up right here on the Prep Game of the Week. Welcome back. We are ready for football tonight. It's a real pleasure to have you all with us. Loyola with a 5-1 record. Their only loss at home this evening. Providence, New Lenox is undefeated. The Celtics, 4-time defending 4A champions here in Illinois. And Loyola is going to kick off. John Schwabe will do the kicking, and there are two deep backs. Flynn Flynn is one of the deep backs, and Brandon Johnson. They kick it over toward Flynn's side. Pat Flynn. It bounces up and goes into the end zone. That's an automatic dead ball, and it will be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, and that's where the Providence New Lenaca's attack will put it into play. This is a very, very good offensive line, starting with Richler in the middle, surrounded by quality people. They're big too, as you can see, especially in the tackles. They're a huge team. Justin Ruggio is a standout in the backfield. Lance Lokank has been playing very well. Brandon Johnson, of course, number 21. We will be watching for him. At 6'5", he has excellent speed. They put Lokank in motion. That gives us a twin set on the one side, the back handoff to Ruggio, and he blasts out for 5 yards on the first play of the game. The whistle sounds after a gain of 5 by Justin Ruggio. Let's take a look at the defense for Loyola that they're going to be putting up here this evening. They're a 52 team, and so they will run odd on the front. So they'll have somebody directly, a nose guard directly over the center. They're light, but their linebackers fill very quickly, and this is a group. Chris McCarney is having an outstanding senior season, and take a look at the secondary now, and you will see a very, very solid group back there. Joseph Ty, mostly seniors. In fact, an all-senior backfield with the exception of Grammons, who is a junior. Now they put a man in motion. It's a toss, and turning it back is Ruggio. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped on an excellent tackle. And it was Grammons coming up from the secondary, Jim, who dropped him for about a yard loss on that play.
That's right, Bill. And we saw Brandon Johnson, the wide receiver you just mentioned from Providence, come in motion inside and get a crackback block. But it was well defended on the outside. Looks like they've got a flag here. It might be a hold on Brandon Johnson, or a block below the waist.
And indeed, that is the call. So we'll see now. This will be marched back.
Look at Justin Ruggio, 112 rushes, 997 yards. That's 9 yards a carry, 18 touchdowns, and that is very impressive.
We saw him a year ago, and he was so impressive in the game that we had the privilege of televising. You know, he had a long winning streak, and that ended on the telecast against Bishop McNamara. Ruggio was outstanding in defeat in that game. Right up the middle, flag flies, big hole, Ruggio, all the way out for a first down if the play stands. The ball went out to the 38-yard line. There was a flag, and it looks, Jim, like this one is coming back as well.
That's just what you don't want to see if you're Coach Matt Sefner. You got a holding penalty, and these things add up. I know it's early in the ball game, but that was a real fine run. Nice blocking, a lot of linemen moving, pulling up the field.
Well, we saw right there what Ruggio is capable of doing if he gets the ball in the right spot.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
So it is a 10-yard penalty. And so it'll be second down now, and we have a very long yardage situation. No score in the game if you just joined us. This is the first attack of the night. So they line up. Strong left formation, and now they move the tight end over to the other side. Second down, deep back, Ruggio, they hand it to him, and he gets very little, a yard or two, and that is about it. That'll create a third down, and it's in excess of 20 yards, Jim, to go for a first down.
That's right, and unless they throw something like a slant in or something, fairly safe, possibly a fade, I think Coach Sefner's going to say, well, we put ourselves in a bad spot. And let's be conservative here and maybe punt out of bad field position. Look at his record. 31st year here, and if they can win the state championship again, it will be the first time a team's won 5 in a row in the state of Illinois.
Okay, it is third down in excess of 20, single back formation. And the play action fake in the end zone. Kirby comes out firing and misses his target at the 20-yard line, and so Loyola should be getting very, very good field position.
They're using Matt Warren, their fullback, and they put him up real tight so he gets in there quick as a blocker. We got another flag, and I'll tell you what, I'm sure Coach Sefner wouldn't mind picking up that yellow handkerchief and just saying, hey, hiding it for a little while. I know the feeling.
We have ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Pretty obvious decline there, Jim. It's possession of the ball, 4th down and 22 yards to go.
Right, he was trying to hit Matt's Warren, Jim Kirby was, his fullback out of the backfield. So we'll see that pattern again, I'm sure, with a little better field position.
Mike Godfrey will stand back. Actually, it isn't Godfrey who's in there to do the punting right now. They have Pat Flynn in the game, and he is 8 yards deep in the end zone to do the punting. Single back, set to receive. Flynn booms the ball out of there. Pretty good kick. It is taken at the 42-yard line, inside, deep into Celtics territory, will be put into play. 1st and 10. That was Cherry, Matt Cherry, who carried the ball back. Let's take a look at the offensive line for Loyola. This is a smaller line, but they're pretty good. Mike Joyce is having an excellent senior campaign. Heffernan's a big young man. Blazek, Eugene Talbot, who's been very effective at that left tackle spot. And then their backfield is a pretty effective one. Craig Olson, of course, Josh Dunn is the quarterback, Matt Cherry, and P.J. Collins, or the wideout. Collins has tremendous speed. They have them both flanked to the right on this first play of the game. Dunn, a play action fake, takes a look, pump fakes. Up in the air he goes, he has Cherry! Touchdown!
Hey,
Cherry for the touchdown on the first play of the game.
oh my goodness, what a play. That was just, you know, here we talk about, about their great running game, and you're going to see what they do on the first play. Here you have a chance, if you can freeze it, you'll see the inside route. You're going to see Cherry here on a flatten up on the outside. That's a great pattern we've seen, and that ball is put right on the money. A beautiful pass by Josh Dunn. What a way to start a football game for the Ramblers.
Boy, I'll say it is. Dunn with his 6th touchdown of the year. The try for the extra point, and it looks pretty good. It is through there, and as Mike Caruso knocks it through for Loyola, that's the first touchdown for Matt Cherry of the season. What a time to get it. And first quarter score at 9:32 of the first quarter. It's Loyola 7 and Providence nothing. We are back. Keep in mind that if you want an elevating experience, Horizon High Reach can help you get there with sales, rental, and service, aerial boom lifts, scissors lifts, one-man platforms, whatever it is that you happen to need. Horizon High Reach can deliver for you. 630-993-1624. And as we return to action, the kick, a 7-0 Loyola lead. Near the goal line, the ball is going to be run out. Brandon Johnson breaks a tackle across the 30, 35, 40, midfield, up the sideline. He has an extra gear. He's going all the way. Touchdown, 98 yards.
No flags, Bill. There are no flags. And that is how a championship-type team responds to adversity. They come right back, and you saw his 4.5 speed,
Oh,
didn't you?
man. You sure did. Brandon Johnson, 6'5". Was he a two-strider?
He was a 1 3/4 strider. Holy my. Well, can he run?
Man, can that guy run. Boy, that was a great return. 98 yards. One play. We've had 2 big plays in this ball game. We are just underway. Lightning has struck twice. Now the try for the extra point, and it is boomed through, tying our score at 7. Man, oh man, as Mike Godfrey knocks it through.
You talk about lightning. We had it 2 weeks ago, and it canceled the game for us. But tonight, we're going to see some real lightning in the way of a great run. He's just, Brandon Johnson, he gets hit right there, and he breaks to the outside. Now watch his speed here, because he's running away from Matt Cherry, who's a good runner. He's got good speed. 1, 2, he's a 2-strider, high knees, outstanding. And that young man also plays basketball. He's an all-around athlete.
Man, oh man, it's tied at 7.
Well,
that's one way to get the momentum back, isn't it?
Dry field tonight, too.
Oh, yes.
After last week, the young men all around on Friday night were slipping and sliding around. Tonight, we see Brandon Johnson run back a 98-yard kickoff, and we see a great catch and a touchdown early by Loyola. This is going to be real exciting, Bill.
Spectacular game here in the opening moments here. We are tied at 7 apiece, would you believe, and we're not even 3 minutes into the game as of yet. A 98-yard touchdown reception and then a pass for Loyola on a single play. The only play that they've had the ball, they scored a touchdown. Man, what a ball game. Here is the kick, and now Loyola gets it back. The ball hits, and on the bounce, it's taken across the 20-yard line to the 23, and a tremendous hit there is put on George Arguila as he got to the 23. He was fortunate not to fumble the ball. Great tackle there by Tony Ulsta. We'll talk about him. This is the Providence front four. Nick Pasolano, he's the active guy. He's one of the quickest players for a lineman in the state. Watch for him. We'll be calling his number quite a bit for their front four. Their linebackers, Ulsta, the guy who just made that tackle. Yep. Outstanding player. Raddick, they're good in that middle linebacker core. And then they're back, and these are the guys who really have to work very, very hard. Summers is having a good, as a junior, and a free safety is doing well. Now, we'll see there was some contact at the line. And we'll see what this is all about.
Illegal start against the offense. Well, repeat first down.
Both teams offensively, I mean, that's actually only the second play for Loyola, but they've had 4 penalties already, 3 on the Celtics and now 1 on the Ramblers. So hopefully they get this out of their system so they don't get some great plays called back.
Well, there's no question that they're all keyed up. Cherry, a wide out to the far side, Collins to the near side, a single back, and it's a double tight end set. And the handoff goes to that single back. Very little running room as the ball given to Sam DiMucci. We're going to be calling his number a lot. Number 22, he's one of the team captains.
That's right, and that time they came out with a double tight end, double wide set, just with DiMucci in the backfield. So we're going to see a mixture of formations by both these football teams, and it's going to be one in the trenches to start with. You know that, though. Even though that hasn't happened here to start the game. It's been those breakaway plays.
DiMucci caught for a loss, Jim. It's second down, and we'll call it a long 10. We're looking at an I backfield, single wideouts to both sides. It's a strong right formation. They give it to the deep back, and very little gain there for Pregoltz, who was caught. Bill Pregoltz, who was caught as he was trying to get loose, and that P&L defense is all over the place right now. They're stuffing the run pretty well.
Well, that's right, and we will see here. There was quite a bit of pulling going on, but the penetration, and Larry Lokank, I mentioned him in the pregame. He's a defensive line coach, said they are exceptionally quick this year up front. They're outsized, but they're very quick.
Well, we'll see if Josh Dunn puts it in the air here. Double tight end set with wideouts both ways, a play action fake. He's looking, throws under the defense. He has his running back, and Pregoltz puts his head down. He's close to the first down, Jim. I think he's about a yard short, but he took off up that near sideline and got some good yardage.
Well, he did, and that was a nice play. Pregoltz has excellent hands, and he went to his secondary receiver there, Josh Dunn did, and that shows a lot of poise in a quarterback. And we talked about Jim Kirby throwing no interceptions, Bill, in 91 attempts. But did you know that Josh Dunn, the Ramblers quarterback, has not thrown an interception yet this year?
Unbelievable.
And then we don't have anybody who's picked these two guys off.
I cannot remember that. I can't remember ever seeing a game like that.
I know.
These guys
We're
are
going to
both
put
very
the
heady
chits on
players. Here's the measurement. It's about a yard short. That's not bad. That's about what I thought it was. I think I called it a yard short initially. And so that would mean the punting unit coming onto the field for Loyola. And that means Pregoltz stays in the game to do the punting, and as a single safety, they'll be sending Brandon Johnson back. You better believe they better have him covered. He showed an ability to break tackles too, Jim. Very impressive. At 6'5", a little over 200 pounds, Brandon Johnson is an exceptional player.
Bill Pregoltz there was very, as a tailback, he went into the line and kind of hid in there and blocked, and then he released out into the flat, and he's tough to pick up on that play. I think we'll see them come back, the Ramblers come back to that play again.
We are tied at 7 apiece. Loyola is about to give up the ball to Providence New Lenox. And Pregoltz is standing at his 18-yard line to do the punting. Long shot here. And indeed a high snap. He gets it. And a lofting punch. This one will fall and take a nice bounce for Loyola inside the 30, inside the 25. And it'll be first and 10 at the 23-yard line. That was the great taste of vanilla bread. Coming up at halftime, we're going to have a chance to meet Adam Tatro, Providence golfer, here this evening. We'll get into the swing of that on Ganella's weekly conversation. I'm sorry, Jim, I can't avoid the obvious part. Well, I think you're the only one who does, but we do it anyway. 7:05 remaining first quarter, and P&L takes the ball back. That's a team that any accountant could love when you think P&L. Profit and loss.
Look out, take that fullback.
Twin set to the left, and they give to the deep back, trying to cut ball. Ruggiero, the ball came loose. Let's see who has it. It was stripped out of there.
Yes.
Loyola has the ball.
What contact? Matt Warren went in there. He was met solidly in the outside linebacker position.
Jim, that ball was stripped. I don't think anybody knew the ball was loose. It's just somebody popped out and everybody
We'll
was
have a chance to look there. You'll see Matt Warren coming up here, and you'll see some kind of contact right here, collision ball. Let's see what happens. Right there. And then it's stripped right here. Right there we saw it stripped.
See, nobody's really sure, and then, but 91 keeps on running to get that football. You've got to give a lot of credit. John Lorenz. Great job. Now they line up the tight end on the opposite side, and it's kept by Dunn. Breaks free, has blocking, into the end zone, touchdown, Josh Dunn.
An option play, and the Ramblers love to run the option. And Josh Dunn is quite versatile, as we just saw as a runner.
That's the 5th touchdown of the year for Josh Dunn on the option play. And Loyola likes to run the option. They have several different kinds. They run the sprint option. They run what they call the freeze option, Jim, or what Coach was telling me referred to as the midline option.
Yeah, well, he didn't freeze on that one. He was moving.
Well, you're right about that. Now they'll try to knock in the extra point, the place down. Kick is certainly high enough, and it is good enough. And that makes it 14-7. We have a seesaw game at 6:51 of the first quarter, would you believe?
Here we'll have an opportunity to see him carry out his fake and work up the field. Excellent job here on the ride option. Little ride,
yep.
Pulls the ball, great blocking downfield.
Boy, was
and that was just
blocking.
Everybody fell in on the fullback on that play, and that's what happens when you have several weapons. Sal DiMucci attracts a lot of attention as a dive back. Great play by Josh Dunn.
So Dunn, and that option can put so much pressure at the point of attack and on that initial fake. We'll take a look, Jim, here at some statistics on this.
Well, defensively, look at this. This is in the whole area. Providence is only yielding 4.3 points a game. That is the best defense around. And look at the company they're with. Morris, Downer, South, Oswego, Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been playing some excellent competition.
So now Loyola has kind of shattered that here in the early stages tonight. This looks like it has the potential to be a very high-scoring, big play game. That's all we've seen, big play after big play. Here in the early moments of this game, and this means now that Flynn and Brandon Johnson will be the deep backs to receive the kick for Loyola. And the Ramblers now lead it by a score of 14-7. Schwabe kicks off, straight on kicker, boots it high, and Johnson about the 3 or 4 yard line. Johnson gets out across the 15 and then is hit on a great tackle. It'll be 1st and 10. Chris O'Donnell was there for Loyola. He made the hit on the bomb squad. Let's go downstairs to Dave Bernhardt along the sideline. Good evening, Dave.
Justin Ruggiero, the last time he fumbled, one of the reasons why, cracked rib, a hairline fracture of his rib. Now he's wearing a very heavy and very plasticized rib cage cover. Before the game he was tapping on it. It's very thick. What happened when he got hit that time, he got hit, popped it against the pad, and out it came. So Justin's operating under a little bit of a hindrance here tonight.
All right, we'll We'll keep an eye on that. Johnson and Lokank are the wideouts on the first play. Ruggiero up the middle. Look at him bust through, and he gets the first down. That's a solid 12-yard gain. Straight up the middle.
And I'll tell you what, Matt Warren, his fullback, is a great blocker in that backfield. He leads through and makes great contact on those linebackers.
Good solid 12-yard gain. That was Swellafella, just like the great taste of Ganella bread. G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. That's how you spell the best bread you can buy. Johnson a wide out to the far side, Lokank to the near side, and split backs behind Kirby. They'll move their tight end over this time. Jordy Curtin is on the right. Kirby dropping back. Looks, throws up the sideline. Hey, Brandon Johnson at the 40, and he's run over the sideline there by Joseph Ty, but that's a great completion.
It sure is, pal, and I'll tell you what, he switched the strong side and got Brandon Johnson on the weak side here for we'll have a chance to watch us. The tight end's already shifted over, so that gives Johnson a chance to be on the weak side, and he'll run a post corner pattern here. A little bit of look off by Kirby, places the ball perfectly over the outside shoulder, and Brandon Johnson ran that inside-outside move. Well done by Providence.
Well, two running teams are really showing their passing capabilities here. We have a twin set to the right and a flanker, a very tight flanker. Quick pass to Brandon Johnson. Off he goes to the 30-yard line, and that is another first down, or very close to it. About a 10-yard gain.
Great play. Great play, Bill. And Lokank was out blocking for his teammate there. They have a chance to look at the size of these teams. And average size for Providence offensive line, 247 pounds. That's anchored by 282-pounder Pat Riley. Loyola defense is 207 pounds. So there's quite a difference in size here.
Well, there is. It's quickness now. They've lined up with a tight slot to the left and a twin set to the left. A lot of receiving power that way. Ruggiero gets a block from his tight end, gets into the secondary, down to the 22-yard line before he's stopped by Brian Rhines, one of the linebackers who was there, but a good solid gain again.
And I'll tell you what I really like in Matt Sethner's offense is the way they utilize their fullback. They move him up close to the line of scrimmage, Bill, and they get him some great blocking angles. I keep mentioning it, but that Matt Warren, he's like another wild pulling guard there as you watch him.
Second down and about 2, Jim. This is a good gambling down, not that far from the end zone. Kirby with a quick pass, a look in, hits Brandon Johnson. Tried to cut back in the other direction, got positive yards, and I'm pretty sure he got the first down on it, about a 5-yard gain. First and 10.
They've run that play twice now, and they're really utilizing the skills out there of the wide receiver, Brandon Johnson. And once again, Lance Lokank did a nice job of blocking. There's Coach Hurster with his hand on his chin, and he's saying, hey, we got to stop these guys. He's looking at a sheet. You got to come up with something, a variation maybe, but that 3-step drop's hard to stop, though.
Oh, yeah. 6th play of the drive here, Jim. It's an I backfield this time. The deep back, Ruggiero, looks. Warren blocking ahead for him, and Ruggiero fights forward, gets a couple of yards. A gain of, I'd say, about 2. It should be a second down and 8.
That was stacked up pretty nicely that time, and Chris McCarney, 44, along with a lot of his teammates, were in there plugging, and they constricted the hole that time. Nice play, and Sal DiMucci was in on that. He's a captain. In fact, we mentioned Sal. He plays defense as well as fullback. He's going to University of Wisconsin, as a matter of fact.
Right, Lokank is a wide out to the far side. They send Brandon Johnson to the near side, an I backfield, and it's a strong left, Jim. They have the tight end on that side. Warren is the up back. Ruggiero, the deep back. They throw to the near side, in and out of the hands of Brandon Johnson. He never had a chance, and had he caught it, he was ready to be drilled because Bruce Ponceron was right there, 2-year starter at corner, and he was right there and had him in his sights.
And, you know, like most good athletes, they get pretty anxious in those situations. They want to make something happen, and it looked like to me that he wanted to run with that football before he absorbed it that time. So you got to make the catch because you're going to get hit one way or the other.
Oh, yeah. Well, with 3:53 remaining to go, first quarter of play, Loyola leading by 7 at 14-7. This is a key down now. Third down and 9 yards to go. Kirby looks it over. Throws to the near side. Coming back to get it is Lokank. Fights forward. Gets to about the 11-yard line. He is short of the first down by about 4. So it was positive yardage on the play. But Lokank came back to catch that one, Jim.
Yes, he did. And that time, Brandon Johnson and Lance Lokank are out wide to the right. We'll have a chance to see it from the horizon view. Nice look at it. Let's roll it. And the inside receiver ran a quarter pattern, and Lokank ran the quick out. Nice combination. Because when Brandon Johnson runs deep, that might free up that shorter pattern.
Johnson is to the open side, Jim. He's got a lot of room out there. Play action fake. Kirby's looking, puts it in the air for Johnson. There he is, touchdown!
Bootleg action. Beautifully run with a deep sideline into the end zone.
Boy, if that doesn't scare you to death to see that guy on the open side like that.
Well, and that's just a nice selection of plays, giving your quarterback a chance to run or throw. Jim Kirby put the ball right on the money. Very well executed.
Kirby with his 12th touchdown of the year, 7th touchdown reception of the year for Brandon Johnson, a 9-play, 91-yard drive, and now the try for the extra point is there. 91 yards on 9 plays. That's an excellent drive.
Coach Seffner's talking to Brandon. He's talking about, he's coaching him still. I mean, he scored a touchdown, but there was something he saw that he wants him to do maybe a little differently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So that ties the score at 14 apiece here, and we are still in the first quarter. Brandon Johnson has been spectacular. Game of the week, Media 1, Channel 3 Southwest Region, Romeoville and Bolingbrook, Saturday, 1 p.m. and at 7 p.m. The live broadcast is at 1, Wednesday at 7:30. That's Romeoville and Bolingbrook. Nice to see a live telecast on Media 1, Channel 3. And primetime. Those of you joining us, if you're watching on Wednesday night, you are watching our primetime telecast at 7 p.m. And what a game this is tonight here on TV 62. If you'd like to contact us regarding games of the future, prepgame at AOL.com is our address. Prepgame at AOL.com.
That's not past my bedtime either.
Yeah, glad to, and you have a pretty early bedtime, Jim. I know.
All right, let's see how the Ramblers respond here.
So each of these teams has had some great plays. The ball bounces off of Schwabe. He tried to cover it. I believe the ball went over the sideline. Loyola has it. So it'll be 1st and 10. And Loyola, which has already had some big plays of their own, now is in a position they're tied at 14 apiece as we approach the 3-minute mark of the first quarter, would you believe? Man, have we had a lot of action.
No kidding.
Hey, if you want the best bread in Chicago, this is where you get it. Just pick up a loaf of Ganella. It's Swellafella. G-O-N-N-E-L-L-A. Ganella. Double tight end set. Cherry motions across, creating a twin set on the right. And the give is to Pregos. Gets good blocking as he tries a sweep. And they get a couple of yards on the play.
There's plenty of time. No need to panic. Had a lot of plays in your offensive arsenal. Both these teams do that we have not seen yet. And so we know that the Ramblers are going to try to put something together, mixing up the run and the pass. They look like they're going to open it up a little bit more tonight, Bill. I think they realize they can't just hammer it away on the ground all the time against the Celtics' run defense.
Cherry and Collins to the near side, tight end to the far side. It's an option play, and up the sideline, good gain. Pregos still going, first down across midfield. Pregos with a tremendous run all the way down to the 43-yard line. That was a play.
That was beautifully done. That's called a step back or speed option. Maybe that's just what he calls a freeze option.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll have a chance to see it. And, of course, the execution of the quarterback is so important. Josh Dunn comes out, makes the pitch. There's a lead back out there, and Pregos is doing a nice job running upfield. And they ran that into the short side of the field, Bill,
yes,
which you don't see as often with an option attack.
Lexington and Loyola is on the move. We're tied at 14 apiece. Loyola moves David Walsh over to the left side as a tight end, and the option is given to, on the right, it goes to the fullback, very little gain, as DiMucci found the going tough right up the middle. The Celtics defense was right there to stop him cold.
He did. Pat DeSico was in on it, number 95, the nose guard. They have to establish that fullback, and here we have Loyola offensive line, and they are healthy up front, aren't they? 233 pounds average, and again, like Coach Lokank said, they're not real big, 199 pounds, but very quick. The Providence defensive front.
And Walsh is a tight end at 6'7", is a good target to throw to. That's him moving, setting up on the other side, and it's an option. The quarterback keeps it up the field, a good gain as that ball was carried up that. Again, they ran it to the short side, and Josh Dunn was able to gain good positive yardage on there.
Excellent job of mixing their plays up, Bill. They've been throwing the ball. We know their option package is real important to them, and they run it quite a bit. Speed option or step back option as well as the dive option. Offensive coordinator Fred Prozel there was talking on the sideline with his quarterback, Josh Dunn.
John Herster is in his 12th year as head coach. He's a product of Northwestern. Class of 71, Jim. He was on that great Northwestern team that finished second in the Big Ten, and probably one of the centerpiece players was Mike Adamley. We all remember that played for Alex Agassi. Great
That's right.
coach. And
he was a St. Rita graduate also.
Yes, indeed. Game of the week, Jones Intercable in Orland Park in the southwest suburbs. Sandburg and Thornwood, Friday at midnight, Saturday and Sunday, Tuesday and Thursday. You see the teams. Believe me, if you can't catch it on one of those, you're really a busy person.
That's right.
Man, oh man, they're going to run that one and run it. That's good. Game of the week, Tinley Park and Bremen. Time Warner. This is Cook County Channel 4 on Monday and Friday. So we invite you to tune in for that one, Cook County viewers, on Time Warner Channel 4. Well, Bill Hazen back here with Jim Colbert. Would you believe we are still in the first quarter, Jim? What's been a spectacular game. We've seen so many big plays.
I thought this game was going to fly by quickly with a lot of running on both sides of the football. But we've seen a great deal more than the running games so far.
Well, you're right. You're very, very right about that. Some spectacular plays. Third down, Jim. Key play here. Third down and 12. Though they are in what would appear in 4-down territory. Full house backfield now in a double tight end set.
Well, it's going to be 6 yards to go now, Bill.
Indeed. 6 or 7 as they'll be headed back.
That ball starting the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat third down.
There you have it.
That really changes your play calling. They were in a full house backfield, and we're going to jam it in there. Now with 6 yards to go, we're going to see something completely different. You know, earlier they ran that play, Bill, where they snuck Pregels out from the I formation into that flat. This might be an opportunity to try to do something like that. We'll see what happens.
Pregels showed a good set of hands on that play too, Jim. So we'll keep an eye out for him.
Collins is a great wide out also.
Cherry's going to motion across. That'll be in a twin set on the left side, and the tight end there as well. Option play, the pitch. Pregels trying to turn the corner and fights to the 40. He is short of the first down by 6. He got about a yard, but that's it.
That was tough. Nice job by Providence defense. Celtics really stringing it out, and when you can buy time for the rest of your teammates, that pursuit is what can shut down the option.
And that means the punter, Pregels, will stay in the lineup. Keep in mind, whenever you have a player like Pregels, you always have the potential for a fake. He's standing at his 46-yard line.
I think I'd angle it, Bill. Look who's deep.
Yeah, Brandon Johnson. Wait, you don't even need to see his number. He's so tall and lanky, you can tell immediately that it's him. It's Pooch to the corner. And out of bounds. They didn't want Johnson to touch it. Good call, Chip.
Well, that's a smart play. I mean, you know, if it goes out of bounds a little earlier, that's one thing.
Let's go down to the field. Dave Bernhardt standing by. Dave, what's up?
Hey, thanks, Bill. And, you know, on the other sideline over at Loyola Academy, after that last touchdown catch by Brandon Johnson, their defense came off the field still optimistic. They think they're playing well. The one problem they have, however, is they feel like they are giving Jim Kirby a little bit too much time to throw. And as I said, we're going to be in for a fight all night. Side note on Jim Kirby, very ill early in the week. They thought it could be appendicitis, could be a spleen problem. It was just a flu, and he's obviously healthy tonight. Bill?
All right, Lokank goes in motion. The handoff to Ruggiero, the deep back. You can always tell when he gets it by his running style. He gets to the 19. He seems so small as he squeezes through those holes. You know it's him.
Yeah, we had quite a collision with Chris O'Donnell, number 57, the Ramblers outside linebacker, trying to constrict the hole. Did a nice job in the collision with Matt Warren, the fullback.
Good positive yard gain, about 3, Jim.
Well, David mentioned the time to throw, but one thing is for certain that Jim Kirby's getting time, but he's also doing some 3-step drop patterns, and that gives him an opportunity to get rid of the ball quick.
We are through 1 quarter of play here in New Lenox with Providence and Loyola tied at 14 apiece. Question for you: who has Chicago's best water? We can answer it for you. Schoenhofen. Schoenhofen is the only artesian water bottle at the source right here in Chicago. Schoenhofen available at all Dominic's, Treasure Islands, and independent stores. It's Schoenhofen. You can count on it. Enjoy it. Nothing beats the taste of fresh water, Jim.
Yeah, that's right. My son will want that at the game tomorrow.
You better take care of him. 2nd down and 7. Lokank goes in motion. Kirby is there to throw. Looks up the field. He airs it way out. He has Brandon Johnson. Big gain to the 35-yard line. What a connection from Kirby to Johnson. It's a spectacular play.
Well, it's just that one-on-one situation, and Jay Reyes was on him, but Jay Reyes is 5'7" as a defensive back, and I mean, hey, let's face it, that's a tough situation, along with Brandon Johnson's raw speed. You really got to turn quick so he doesn't get on your cushion.
Huge gain on the play. Johnson is a wide out to the right, Lokank to the left. Tight end is to the left, and also they have a slot in tight, or a staggered tight end. They're looking on the inside, passing, and Lokank brings it in. Good gain on that pass.
Very nicely executed. That was a timing route to Lokank out there, and he broke that off. Lance Lokank did. And the timing and the throwing ability of Jim Kirby is very impressive in this football game.
That was a 1st down, Jim. He gained 11 on the play.
He knows where to put that football, Bill. That's why he hasn't been picked off. He knows where to throw it to anticipate where the receiver is going to be when the ball's in the air.
All right, this time Brandon Johnson and Lokank to the same side, the tight end. Walsh is to the near side, the short side of the field. The give is to Ruggiero. Fights forward for about 4 yards on the play. Pretty good Jersey tackle in there to hold Ruggiero from really breaking free.
He keeps his legs moving, and that's what most great running backs do. They really got good leg drive after contact, and Ryan's inside linebacker was holding on.
Got some help from Chris McCarney on the play. Those two.
4-down territory, Bill.
And we are looking at a 2nd down and 7. Johnson to the near side, Lokank to the far side. Strong right. And they put a man in motion, and it is thrown to him. The big tight end, or actually coming out of the bullpen, that was the fullback in a staggered formation. Kevin Rigsby, that's his first reception of the year.
Well, that's interesting. He's in there giving Matt Warren a rest, and we'll have a chance to watch this on a replay, and they use him as a shuffle blocker. You'll see him sliding along here, and then he's going to sneak out into the backfield. Watch it. Let's run it. He looks, and that when linebackers see that, they think he's coming to lead block, but it's just a little hot pass off into the flat, and a nice touch put on that ball by Jim Kirby once again.
Neither one of these defenses can stop the other. It's a staggered I formation once again. The handoff to Ruggiero, cutting to the left. He's hit. outstanding defensive play, getting through there and making that play. Chris McCarney, the senior, a team captain and the top tackler
you
on
could
the
tell
team.
He's one of the inspirational guys on that defense. You know, he's a 215-pound linebacker, stepped up in there, and he's also one of the captains, and that's how the captains play, to lead that team. Looks like he's calling defensive signals also.
Tied at 14, just underway, second quarter. Bill Hazen, Jim Covert reporting. This is the prep game of the week. We have a twin set to the right. Lokank and Johnson, an I formation. Tight end to the left. Play action fake. And Kirby puts it up. He has his target. It'll be first and goal at about the 4-yard line. And it was the tight end this time who caught it, Walsh. They brought him across. David Walsh, 6'7", 235. And that pass was perfectly thrown. It was right in there.
He's a very nice target, isn't he?
Sure is.
And they're just really distributing the ball to a lot of different receivers, and that makes it a sign of a good offense. As good as, Bill, as good as Brandon Johnson is, they've dumped the ball to the fullback. They've hit their tight end. They've hit Lokank out wide. We got a measurement here coming.
We have two number 89s, Jim. I mixed them up. Jordy Curtin was the guy who made the reception.
Right, he's 6'4".
Not David Walsh. He's 6'4". He's a big young man also.
Right.
Jordy is a senior, 6'4", 220. Good hands. And we saw it on that play. So Jordy Curtin is the tight end here and made a good catch. Right now it's about half a yard short. So now we're looking at a third down and a half a yard for a first down and about 2.5 for a touchdown. Lokank is a wide out to the near side. Open field for Johnson. Far side and a staggered I formation with a strong left. Kirby looks it over, gives it to Ruggiero. He runs him, touchdown. 20-14 now in favor of Providence New Lenox.
Just a real nice job by that left side of the offensive line, and of course number 44 in there. Once again, Matt Warren lead blocking.
It's an 8-play drive covering 84 yards. Solid play. Now Godfrey tries to boot the extra point. It looks good, and it is. 21-14. And Providence New Lenox, the Celtics have the lead here. We'll take time with the score at 9:39 second quarter. The Celtics 21 and the Ramblers 14. We return to action, and down the field goes the kick. The return across the 30 to the 35 or 34-yard line. I think a knee may have touched on the play by Arguila.
We'll have a chance to look here. Oh, this is a great view. You're going to see some blocking inside by guard and tackle, and here's 44 leading through on an ISO play with Ruggiero. And let's take a chance to look at it right now. And look at that lead right there. See, and he picked the hole. Great blocking up front. He actually bounced a 1 hole wider, but that's good vision of Justin Ruggiero.
All right, now Walsh is in at a tight end spot. He is to the right. They'll move him across. He'll set up on the other side. So that gives you two receivers to the left, one to the right, and an I backfield. Long count this time. And it's an option play down the line. Good positive yardage, about 5 yards before Josh Dunn was met on a big-time tackle.
Anthony Olsta's been in on a couple of big hits today. He felt that one himself, though, didn't he? Mm-hmm. You know, he's bending over there, and he's not real big. He's only 175 pounds. He made that great hit to start the game on that one kickoff also.
Oh, yeah. You could hear that up here very clearly. Good good gain on the play. Second down and about a short 4, we'll call it. Collins to the far side, Matt Cherry to the near side. He opened the game with a touchdown reception for Loyola on the first offensive play for Loyola in the game. They give it to the deep back, and a good run here. Muccio up the sideline, running away from people, and down the sideline goes all the way into the end zone. Touchdown! Would you believe it?
Would you believe how fast he is?
Oh, man.
I mean, I didn't get a 40 time on him from Coach Herster when I talked to him, but now I can see why Wisconsin recruited him.
Sal DiMucci just ran away from everybody.
That is spectacular. That was just an elite play, one that we've seen many times this year. But, I mean, this crowd on this side is just stunned.
Sal DiMucci, 6th touchdown of the year for Sal DiMucci, and an extra point would tie the game. Would you believe this?
5.4 average just went up per carry, too.
I'll say it did.
My gosh.
And now the try for the extra point for Loyola. Kick is on the way. It hooked a little, but it did go through. And so the extra point is good.
Well, we're just going to have a chance to sit and enjoy and watch this. And you'll see number 22 right here in this situation. We've seen this play many times. Go ahead and roll it. Sal DiMucci is going to get that ball, and he is going to show some great speed right up the middle. A nice little delay play. Breaks to the outside at 6'1", 215 pounds. And nobody can catch him.
Unbelievable. The last man with a shot at him was Ben Bowman coming out of the secondary. He didn't have, he thought he had the pursuit angle, and then he just ran away. DiMucci just ran away from him.
Well.
And that was that.
That is that. What a great football play.
Two-play drive of 83 yards. What a great run.
Nice blocking up front, too.
Oh, you know it. Game of the week. Elmwood Park and Westmont coming to Media One, Channel 3 Central Region. Elmwood Park and Westmont. Check the times on Saturday and Tuesday, 7 and 7:30 p.m. respectively. And don't forget the Sports Zone Tuesday at 6:30. And, of course, our primetime game Wednesday night. You enjoyed this game? Tune in and catch us again on Wednesday, or maybe you're watching on Wednesday. Our email address, prepgame@aol.com. We're happy to have all of our primetime viewers. And the response has just been spectacular, Jim.
That's right. It gives you a little flexibility when you want to watch high school football.
Oh, you know it. And we're happy to have you with us. We have had so many positive comments, and we very much appreciate them from everybody who has enjoyed this telecast series. Out comes Flynn, who takes it across the 25 to the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for PNL here.
There's a question for you, Bill.
Which Catholic League school did these pro athletes attend? Chris Calloway,
yeah, I know
the
this
Giants,
one right here.
Sean Bergman, the Astros baseball player, and Dennis. Okay.
Come on, I got one.
Easy one. Yeah, well, you took the easy one. I understand. I don't know the rest of them there. There's our telestrator put to its full potential right there. 1st and 10, Kirby looks as Lokank goes in motion. You have Johnson. This balances up the formation a little bit. Hand off to Ruggio, and he carries the ball up across the 30 to the 31. Ruggio gets a pretty good gain on the play.
That play looked like a lot like Loyola's.
Now let's match them up here now.
Okay. Dennis Slick played for St. Rita.
That's one.
Sean Bergman is Joliet Catholic.
How about that?
Isn't that interesting?
With the Astros, Houston Astros.
Right. I knew Callaway was with Mount Carmel.
How about that?
In fact, I saw Frank Lenti here this evening. Had a nice chat with Frank. Their whole Mount Carmel staff is here scouting. They play Providence next week, and I'm sure they're impressed with Loyola's efforts tonight after playing them last week.
Well, what a game we have. Don't run away. I have a feeling this may be one of those deals where the last team to have the ball scores. Hand off to Warren, and look at him fight. He got it on a belly series play. A quick hitter. He might have gained a yard. Warren had to fight for every inch of the yard he got on that play.
He sure did, and Jack Keller was in there, and for the Ramblers, along with John Lorenz, starting defensive tackle. He's having a good year, that's for sure. He's only a junior.
Play runs in now. Kirby goes over to talk with his players, and Jim, we're now looking at a 3rd down and about 4.
This is a big play. If they don't get it, they're punting. You know that.
Yep. Johnson to the far side. Lokank to the near side. The tight end is to the left. Play action fake. Kirby looks to Lokank. Keeps the ball across the 30. He's close to the first down. He did not get it.
Nice job. Nice job defensively by Jack Keller chasing on this one. He ran the bootleg, and it looked like Lance Lokank was around the field, but he started stalk blocking the corner. We'll see what happens here. They're short.
They are short.
They're going to punt it. That's a good call by Coach Sefner. You know, this is a tight ball game.
So the Loyola defense holds, and Pat Flynn is in the game to do the punting. He will stand at his own 20. The deep receiver is Cherry at his own 30-yard line. Flynn at his 20. Pat Flynn gets it. Hits it pretty well. Carries. Cherry. 37 looking for room. He didn't get to the wall because of a great defensive tackle. What a great play that was.
Number 30, Brandon Cavanaugh. Outstanding chase on him. Did he show some speed at 6'2", 195 pounds?
Great job, the number 2 tackler on the team. TCI Channel 43 is where you'll find the game of the week for Oak Lawn and the southwest suburbs. Marion Catholic and Marist, Saturday and Sunday at 7, Monday at 7 and 10:30. So take your choice and tune in for the game of the week, TCI Channel 43. An eye backfield as the fake and a pass up the near sideline. The target is Cherry, and he brought it in. Cherry with a leaping catch inside the 40 to the 39. First down. A great throw there by Josh Dunn.
This is the pattern they hit earlier in the game for the touchdown. It's a turn in by Collins, and Cherry's going to run the flatten up. There's that ball placed to the outside shoulder, and look at him lay out there. He caught that one and pulled it in just like it was a loaf of Ganella, right?
He sure did. He cradled it like a good loaf of Ganella bread. Beautiful. What concentration he showed. There's Cherry, who on the first play of the game caught a touchdown pass. The first play for Loyola, we should say. Cherry will come in motion. That puts him on the same side with P.J. Collins. The handoff. Pregos looking to the outside. Cherry tries to block for him, but Pregos fighting forward, gets to the sideline after a positive yardage.
He did a nice job, Bill. He was trying to find a lane. He was stretching it, looking for a cutback lane, and then made something pretty positive out of it. 4 or 5 yard gain.
Okay, Dave Bernhardt along the sideline. It's all yours, Dave.
You know, earlier on tonight I was talking about how Loyola defense were still feeling pretty confident after giving up a couple touchdowns. Well, over here on the other side, Providence defense just the opposite. Bewilderment, puzzlement, and outright anger at the way that they've given up 21 points in a quarter and a half. Bill?
Neither one of these teams, Dave, can stop the other. Done with a play action fake, under pressure, lets it go. The ball is deflected. Excellent defensive play. And I think the man who got through there is the guy who always gets through, Nick Pesolano, number 76. Showed that incredible quickness.
He did, and Nick Pesolano, you'll see on the pressure, Josh Dunn did a great job on this. It was a bootleg action, and you will see Pesolano right here. He's not that big, but look at him. Isn't that fantastic? 5'9", he jumps up and knocks the ball down.
4:43 remaining, second quarter of play. We have a tie score at 21 apiece. This has been a high-powered offensive game. Cherry to the near side. And a fake there, a pass up over the middle by Dunn. He has Pregos, and he leans forward for the first down. Pregos caught the ball out of the backfield.
Well, that's interesting. They actually faked the draw play, and then he continued up the field and hooked up and caught that ball for the first down. Very interesting looking play. Josh Dunn to Bill Pregos.
Pregos has good hands, Jim. He's caught a couple here. He hasn't had any problems at all. He looks the ball in well.
I've seen a lot of good hands out here on the field from both sides. Yeah. This is exceptionally good high school football.
All right, Loyola's big 6'7" tight end David Walsh is to the left. And An I formation done. This is the option play. Keeps the ball. He's going to be hit and dropped. And again, it was Kavanaugh. He has been all over the place. Boy, what quickness.
And he actually played two people on that option. Brandon Kavanaugh, we'll have a chance to see him here at outside linebacker, number 30. He has excellent speed. He's up at the top of the screen. This is a step back option. And there, if we could just see right there, he makes a great play.
Oh.
He was in position to tackle a quarterback done, and he also could have released off to the pitch man into the short side of the field.
Loss on the play. It's 2nd down and 12. Done. It's the option to the other side. Looks inside and nearly caught. The tight end Walsh was the target. He had to lean back. The ball was thrown a little behind him, Jim, and he couldn't make the catch on it.
No, that is actually a very nice looking football play, because what happened there is Josh Dunn rolled the fake, but then he stayed flat on the line of scrimmage and came up and shot that tight end pass.
Very good. Game of the week, Bartlett and
Nequa Valley.
Nequa Valley. Yes, the brand new school.
Both new schools, and they both have junior classes only playing that football.
Jones Inter Cable TV for Naperville and Aurora. Nequa Valley. Counter option, or counter play, and it goes to Cherry up the sideline. Has a blocker. And he is knocked down at about the 5-yard line. Jim, you called that one as it happened. Cherry ended up with it. Boy, he's an explosive runner.
It was a great football play. They misdirected two real fine football players, as you'll see right here. Now watch number 3 here come right across on this action. And then watch number 70, great kick out and down the field. You're going to see Talbot right there, 73, 6'7". Look at him hustle down the field. That is a big-time effort by a lineman, Eugene Talbot.
And Mark Blazek, number 70, Jim, you mentioned also an outstanding effort blocking on the outside. Walsh will move positions now. Cherry to the near side. Collins to the far side. It's a strong right formation with an I backfield. 1st and goal. Dunn, the quarterback, keeps it. Tries to fight his way, and he gets to about the 2-yard line. Good positive yardage gain.
He's 200 pounds, Bill. Josh Dunn, that one time, remember when he was tackled by Anthony Olsta, who was a heck of an inside linebacker?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Olsta got up, and he felt that contact also. He's really a strong quarterback.
St. Rita product, John Herster has to be very proud of his team tonight. Their offense has been spectacular. Both of these teams have played so well. So much on the line in a game like this. They go into their full house backfield now, double tight end formation. The handoff goes to DiMucci. Tries to get there, did he? He was pushed back. I see no signal. Now the signal of a touchdown.
Well, we can't debate these things. You got to make the call.
The officials wanted to be sure. 9-play drive of 63 yards. Well, that was a nice sustained drive.
That was impressive. We saw option, we saw counter, we saw pass. Remember that diving catch by Matt Cherry? And he laid out. That really helped set it up.
Spectacular. Now the try for the extra point. And on to do the kicking is Caruso for Loyola. The place down, Caruso boots it, and it hooked. It hooked on him, and that's the first breakdown of the kicking game here this evening. And at 2:36, and the way these teams are scoring, it could be very important. 27-21 in favor of Loyola. Second quarter action.
And I see a nice lead play coming in here with number 44, Chris McCarney in the backfield. Okay, let's roll it. Chris McCarney, the linebacker. There's Sal DiMucci leading in there. Nice hit at the line, and I can see why there was a little bit of question of whether he got in. That's the call of the guy on the line of scrimmage, not the referee behind. But that extra point miss was big, and I'll tell you what, I saw there was Brandon Kavanaugh came in on the outside on the point block and almost blocked it. Maybe that bothered the kick.
I'll tell you what, this game has been every bit as good as a loaf of Ganella bread. And at halftime, our weekly conversation will feature Adam Tatro. He is a golfer here at Providence, and an outstanding one, and we'll have a chance to meet him. Dave Bernhardt is going to be visiting with him on our Gadella Weekly Conversation. That's coming up at halftime. Jim?
He plays the way we'd like to, Bill. I mean, he shoots in the 70s.
The 70s. Well, in my dreams, I've managed to do that.
Hey, look at this up there.
There you go.
Telestrator. Well, come on, Telestrator.
That is the Horizon High Rise camera. Made possible through Horizon High Reach. They'll elevate your game. And the ball comes out across the 25 to the 27-yard line there. It was returned by Pat Flynn. It'll be 1st and 10 for Providence. Now, let's think about this, Jim. 2.5 minutes. There is plenty of time the way these teams have been scoring.
And you know what? We've seen some real diversity as far as who the receivers are going to catch the football for the Celtics. Of course, you know Brandon Johnson are going to throw his direction.
No doubt about it, and he is to the left side. Lokank is to the right. It's an I backfield. Ruggiero is the deep back, strong right this time, and the handoff to Ruggiero from Jim Kirby. He goes over the right side, right between the guard and tackle. Gain about a yard, maybe 2.
And, you know, they're testing the waters there. I think Jim Kirby might have audibled that time, as a matter of fact. The clock's running. This has been a great half of football, Bill. It's nice to see the young man get a chance to play in a dry field, isn't it?
Boy, it really is. Lokank to the near side. Johnson to the far side. Kirby looks that way, hits Johnson, but he's covered immediately. He had to go down to catch the ball. Positive yard gain, but only a few yards. Let's remind everybody, Jim, and I know many people tune in for our telecast on Friday night specifically to see the scores in the 4th quarter, and this is the place where you can get them. So stay with us now. As we go into the 4th quarter, we will have all the scores of every game played in the area. 3rd down, 3 to go. Johnson to the far side. Lokank is the target this time. He leans forward, 1st down, and the Celtics keep their drive alive. That was a nice poised pass by Kirby.
That was, and Lance Lokank really made a nice catch on that. You know, his father and I played college football together. He was a linebacker, and so he would have probably batted that one down instead of catch it. But his son made a real nice grab.
Right there in their 2-minute drill, Jim. Strong right formation this time, and split backs. Kirby throws it. Look out, Brandon Johnson, and he's triple teamed this time. He got a good gain of about 8 yards, but they're trying to stop the game breaker because that's where he can.
Well, they're hitting the hitch pattern, but the only problem is if you give a guy like Johnson too much room, Bill, then he has too much room to operate after the catch. So the corner's got to be careful not to loosen up the coverage too much.
1 minute to go, 2nd quarter of play. Loyola leads by 6. Kirby quick to look in, and he has his target, the tight end this time, and he went right back to Jordy Curtin and made the reception on the play.
It's funny, they doubled up outside that time, the Ramblers did, on Johnson, and Kirby looked and saw that and shot that quickie pass right in the seam there to Jordy Curtin.
So we are under a minute to go, and we'll take a moment with timeout on the field to remind you, and Jim, we've had so much positive response to this program. We do make tapes of these games available, not just for those who'd like them here, but perhaps you have a friend in another area of the country, a relative who'd like to watch a young man playing on this field. Cost Broadcast Sales makes these tapes of these games available. 222 West Ontario is our address, Suite 410, Chicago, 60610, or call the office at 312-988-9080. Or if you are a computer user, if you have anything you'd like to pass along to us, you can do so through prepgame@aol.com. $30 is the cost of the games. Take a look at some facts about Providence. What a beautiful campus they have here, surrounded by trees. Enrollment just under 1,200, and of course their state playoff is unbelievable. 16 state titles, 6 of them in football, 4 of them in the last 4 years, let's remember.
Let's go back to action.
You bet, and we'll catch some facts about Loyola and their tremendous school also. Lokank goes in motion. This balances up the wide receivers a little. Kirby looking. He's throwing for Brandon Johnson. And out of his hands. He had it. That was a touchdown. Brandon Johnson just couldn't hold on to the ball inside the 5. It was there.
They have got to give some help on him. What they're doing is coming out in twins, then motioning and leaving. Brandon Johnson's holding his hamstring.
Yeah.
Locank's already motioned through the formation, and now Kirby's going to throw back. He's got a lot of time to throw. He really does. And now we got a situation where we're one-on-one over here on the weak side corner. A nice effort, of course, by Jay Reyes, but there's a mismatch. But I tell you what, Brandon Johnson is holding his hamstring. I see him limping off the field. We hope he's okay. What a loss that would be.
Different receivers here now, Jim. They have Lokank to the near side in a twin set. He will motion across. Kirby drops back. Boy, he's throwing the ball well. Looking up the near sideline, and he overthrows his target this time. And that was Brent Mackey, a senior 5'7", 152. He has good speed also.
That was the same pattern. That was the exact same play. The difference is now you don't have the mismatch. And Jay Reyes is running shoulder to shoulder with Brent Mackey. Nothing wrong with being 5'7". I mean, hey, a lot of people are. But there's a big difference when you have to cover a guy who can run at 6'5".
This is the 8th play coming up of this drive. There are 33 seconds remaining, second quarter of play. And this time they move Mackey as a wideout. Lokank will motion through. Strong right formation. Kirby looks. He's going for Mackey on the near side. In and out of his hands at the 25. And again, Reyes, number 37, Jay Reyes, was on cover.
Yes, and they're doing a lot of working back on that weak side, and that's a good ball. I mean, there's nothing that you can do about that, but Jim Kirby is putting the ball right on the money.
Jim Kirby
I'm very impressed with him. I'm impressed with both these quarterbacks.
These quarterbacks have both played very well. Brandon Johnson has come back in the lineup, Jim, so apparently that hamstring ache has been worked out.
That's good for him and his team.
Johnson to the far side. To the near side is Lokank. No motion this time. Kirby looks on fourth down. He's going to be caught and sacked. Breaking through for Loyola.
Big time play by
McCarney, senior captain. That's the type of play that makes you a captain on a football team. That was a fourth down. The ball goes over.
Most definitely. Outstanding play. We're going to have a chance to see McCarney here as a linebacker come in and load up on the blitz here. Nice 3-on-2 situation. Now he was picked up, but he works his way to the inside and then just defeats the block. And Kirby uses good judgment. That's why he has not thrown an interception. He could have thrown that one just up for grabs. That was smart not to do that.
Jim, there are 22 seconds left here. You have Cherry as a wideout to the near side. Collins to the far side.
Yeah, they got to get their Collins involved here. I know that.
Done. They give it to Kragos looking to the far side, and the Celtics defense stuffs him. Couldn't get any room. Those corners got in.
I'll tell you one thing now. We have seen some great plays, of course, by Matt Cherry, but there's another fine receiver in this offense, P.J. Collins, and that time, and now Loyola is going to take a timeout. He was by himself out to the weak side, very similar to the way Brandon Johnson's been getting some matchups.
Jim, there are 3 seconds left. One shot for all of it here. They're ahead by 6 at the moment.
Hook and lateral, maybe? Hook and lateral?
I like that.
Wheaton Souths next week, I think. They do that all the time. Hey, look at this. There's some facts on Loyola.
If you ever gone up the Eden's Expressway, you've probably gone right by Loyola in Wilmette. It's a beautiful school. A little over 2,000. They've been in the playoffs 10 years. Every year in the 90s. They had that great title team in 93. They went to the finals in 92 also, let's forget.
And look at this girls' basketball team. I mean, how often can you repeat in any sport? And girls' basketball is so competitive now in the state of Illinois. These young ladies really play the game. They play hard. And 2 in a row. And I think next season here, or this season actually, they're going to be rated as one of the better teams. They have 4 returning starters off that team, Bill.
Man, oh man. Cherry to the near side. Let's see if they go for broke here. They have Collins to the far side. He's one of the quickest. They're looking for Collins. Up it goes for Collins. And a flag. The flag cannot end on a penalty.
Let's see who it's on. Let's see who it's on. I mean, Collins has great speed, Bill. But the corner, it was in front of him, slowed down. but Collins ran up his back. Let's see how they make the call.
We'll see what this is all about.
Offensive pass.
Offensive.
Loyola.
Okay. Corner had good position and just slowed down a little bit.
And so we are through with the first half of play. Let's go down to Dave Bernhardt along the sideline. Dave?
Guys, I don't know about you, but walking the sidelines here a little worn out with how we've gone up and down the field, and I'm not alone. Standing on the Loyola sidelines, a couple of players looking at each other and saying, man, I feel like I played a whole game already. They still have a half to go, and so do we. What a great one we have going here at Providence Catholic.
Well, we're having a lot of fun, Dave. We are at halftime. 27-21 is our score with Loyola on top. Now, don't forget, Ganella, halftime conversation is coming up. Stay tuned for that. Our score at halftime, Loyola 27, Providence 21. We are looking forward to the second half of this game. You're looking at Bishop Caffer Stadium here. Full house crowd. Look at this gym. There isn't a seat anywhere. They're wrapped around the end zones here. They had a great fireworks display for homecoming. It was just a really great time, I think, for everybody.
We saw some fireworks out on the field, too, didn't we? It was outstanding.
Oh, man. Did we?
I hope the second half is just as good.
Well, I'll tell you, neither defense could consistently stop these offensive powerhouses. They did make some stops, but in general, the offenses had their way. Now, Providence New Lenox will kick off. Remember, beginning this game, Providence New Lenox received. Loyola with the lead will come out of here with it. Across the 20, 25, 30, 35. A great return by George Arguila, and he is showing, so as a backup to Matt Cherry, he's showing some real speed out there. Does a nice job.
He sure did, and I'll tell you what, we saw some excellent performances in the first half, Bill. Quarterback Jim Kirby of Providence was 12 of 16 for 157 yards, and Brandon Johnson caught 7 balls all by himself, 111 yards and catches, had a 98-yard touchdown return and a touchdown catch. And we'll take a little look at some of Loyola's stats here in just a second.
Split backs behind Josh Dunn. The tight end is to the right. 1st and 10 for Loyola. And they run the option. It's the belly series. They give it to DiMucci, and he carried the ball for a yard. We also saw DiMucci with an outstanding half, including a touchdown run. 4 carries for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns, actually.
That's right. And Nick Lackney there did a nice job, number 95 there for the Celtics, starting off to kind of stuff the middle on that one, along with his teammate.
It is a 2nd down and 9 as they come up to the line. An I backfield, same formation as before. This time they run the option to the other side. Pregolds, a big hole, 1st down across midfield. That was a good 11-yard run for the 1st down.
And that's what they call, I think that's what John Herster was talking about, the freeze option. Just because he pauses, it's a step back option. We'll have a chance to watch it. And I will take a look here as it rolls, and a nice job of pitching the ball, and you just catch a glimpse as Pregels gets up the field of Sal DiMucci as the lead back making the block to free him up.
So that's a 1st down. Single back this time, and they give it to him, and Pregels carries for about 3 as he went over the right side.
Good field position.
Excuse me.
That's DiMucci, yes, Sal. They're going to mix it up a little bit. You know that. Of course, he was a single back that time, and we saw his breakaway speed. I was not aware. I know he could run. He wouldn't get recruited by University of Wisconsin.
Oh,
he
yeah.
can't run.
No.
But when he broke out in the first half, it was like, I couldn't believe the kind of speed he showed.
Well, he really did. He just came out of nowhere. Cherry is a wide out to the far side. Collins to the near side. They haven't thrown much to Collins tonight. And they give it with lead blocking. Pregels a stop for a loss on a tremendous defensive play by Ben Bowman.
Strong safety there. Did a nice job of coming up. Made a great play.
Now you're looking at a 3rd down and 8. And we'll see whether this means Josh Dunn is going to have to put it up. The ball is across midfield at the 46-yard line, so Loyola does have field position somewhat in their favor here.
I hate to sound like a broken record, Bill, but P.J. Collins has had some nice single coverage out here.
Yes.
About a 10-yard cushion on him.
We'll see. They haven't thrown to him much. Play action fake. Looking, throwing the target. The tight end along the near sideline, and Walsh was unable to catch it. The 6'7" target along that sideline, and now it's a 4th down. Punting situation.
Walsh is an excellent student, too. I guess he's looking at some of the Ivy League schools, from what I understand.
Oh, yes. Walsh is an outstanding player.
Both these schools do a great job with their students academically, take a lot of pride in college prep work.
Graygold's at his own 40. The deep target is Brandon Johnson. Line of scrimmage, the 47 in Providence territory. Graygold's gets it, and it's an end-over-end punt. Still bouncing. They get a great bounce on it.
Good
and
scoop in.
Did they get there in time?
Yes. I'll tell you what.
Oh, man, at the 1-yard line.
You know who made that play? Number 51 of Loyola, Brian Rhines, tipped the ball back to make that position.
Great job. Hey, you know how to get an elevating experience, don't you, Jim Covert? It's not a covert operation. All you do is contact the folks at Horizon High Reach. I had to try that.
Oh, thanks.
630-993-1624. Scissors lifts, boom lifts, you name it. One-man personnel lifts. It's all right there. Even aluminum scaffolding. Horizon High Reach. 1st and 10. Celtics right at their own goal line, and Kirby with a quick pass. He's going for his tight end, Jordy Curtin. The pass falls incomplete. 2nd and 10.
He was, and Joe Ty was there, free safety. Put a hit on him right as the ball arrived. Providence is not, with the decision-making ability that we've seen in Jim Kirby, I can see why a Providence coaching staff is very comfortable letting him make decisions throwing the ball down here also, even though it's dangerous.
2nd and 10. Remember, Kirby has not been intercepted all year, and he has good wide receivers, certainly. Kirby out of the end zone, and he goes to one of those wide receivers, Brandon Johnson, who fights his way across the 15 to the 16-yard line, 1st and 10.
That makes 8 catches for him now, and a lot of times when you see this fullback motion, the shuffle motion, like you'll see Matt Warren do here, number 44, he's sliding along in here. People think run game a lot, but we'll see what happens. He comes back to the weak side slant in. Everybody's thinking run, weak side slant in, great position, 6'5", positions off the ball, even though the coverage by Poncerin was good.
Ball at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. The look in to Brandon Johnson again. Bounces off of one tackle. Came loose, but right into the hands of one of the Celtic players. They got a tremendous break on that. The ball came loose, but while it was in the air, it was popped out. It came right into the hands of a Celtic. It appeared to be a Celtic lineman who caught it on the fly. And
usually they get all excited when they touch the ball, but nobody, acted like they were excited, so we weren't sure who it was, but he was right on the spot on that play. Going once again to Brandon Johnson on the slant in.
1st and 10. So they convert a 1st down on that one. Kirby, who has been so good, both of these quarterbacks have been tremendous. Warren is the up back now, and they run it to his side where he can block a little bit. Very little gain for Ruggio. He was stopped cold. Let's go down to the sideline for Dave Bernhardt standing by. Dave, what's up?
We know this is a big game. Heck, it's the prep game of the week. The media coverage has been tremendous. There's about 1,000 people on the sidelines, but if you're looking for the one key to tell you how big this game is, it sits atop Matt Sempner's head. The stocking camp from St. Mary Nativity Grade School in Joliet. Matt has worn that for every state championship game, and now he breaks it out for any big game during the season. It's not that cold out here, but Matt's ready to go with that cap.
Every little bit helps.
Oh, you bet. Good eye to catch that. And Kirby fell down dead ball immediately. That stops the play. Kirby just lost his footing at around the 24 or 25-yard line. Very unfortunate for him. And now that is a loss, actually, Jim, of almost What?
Too much.
Yeah, way
10
too
yards,
much.
probably,
Yeah,
almost.
about 8 yards, 8 to 9 yards. You're looking at 3rd and 19.
The footing has been good out here, but you can see a little bit of mud in that area. That might have been from a carryover from a previous game last week or two.
And it's feeling a little more moist and crisp as we go deeper into the evening hours. A little bit of dew settling in on this field. Johnson to the far side, Lokank to the near side. It's a draw play, and Warren gets some yardage to the 29, kind of a safety play. He didn't get enough. It'll be a 4th down and a punting situation. Well short. He gained about 6.
Good situation here for the Ramblers, and they have Matt Cherry back again deep. If he can handle his punt, and they'll have good field position here as they try to put an offensive drive together.
So Cherry is the man, and into the lineup to do the kicking, Pat Flynn. He's standing at his own 13-yard line. Cherry is at his 40. Flynn got it. Tough ball to handle. Gets a good roll on it. There will be no return to the 29-yard line.
Great job. Great job. It was a bad snap.
Yeah, and he managed. He had a lot of patience. Nequa Valley and Bartlett, game of the week. Monday through Friday.
Nequa just got their first victory last week against Lake Park, and their young men held on to the football, and then Lake Park had some turnover problems.
All right, don't forget Media 1, Channel 3, Northwest Fremden, Palatine. Need I say more? That will be a great game. Fremden's great. Palatine is very good. Both of these teams. Don't forget the Sports Zone in advance of the game. You're going to see some great talent up there in the northwest suburbs. High formation, Dunn fakes. He's flushed out, and he is caught and sacked. The defense getting through. And the big man, Nick Lackney, the senior, 6'2", 210, starting defensive end. He got through.
He did. He did a nice job. Lackney gave good pressure, and as we roll it here, we'll see that Dunn was looking deep. He was trying to go to P.J. Collins, but he gets flushed out of the pocket, and there's also, guess who, that's not just him, that's number 76, Nick Pozzolano.
Yes.
All 165 pounds of him coming in there, and that's what he's done all season with his quickness.
2nd down, a loss of 6 on the play. 2nd and 16. Cherry is a wide out to the far side. P.J. Collins to the near side. Again, we mentioned they haven't thrown to P.J. Collins much. It's an option play, counter option. He keeps the ball and gains about 3. Less than that, probably about a yard, maybe 2.
Joe Norrico did a nice job of marrying, moving along and pursuing laterally on that play for the Celtics, because we have seen Josh Dunn get out, and when he gets out, he is tough running. He becomes a heck of a good running back.
Well, that creates, Jim, now a 3rd down. And after a gain of 5, well, I guess he got more than I thought he did. It'll be 3rd down and just under 10. So Dunn will look it over here. Looking, under pressure. He won't get away. He did get away. They called him in the grass. Dead ball. And that is a sack for Nick Miles, the junior. He's a reserve linebacker, but, you know, they've described him as tough and competitive. He has almost 30 tackles thus far this season. He sure showed it right there.
And Loyola is trying to get that deep ball to P.J. Collins, but it's taking quite a bit of time. And that was a nice play by Nick Miles coming off the edge. Number 41 is the outside linebacker.
Bragoltz is in the line now. Brandon Johnson, the single receiver, back at his own 43. Bragoltz stands at his 10, the line of scrimmage, the 24. He better hurry, and he got it off just in time. This ball caught by Brandon Johnson, and no room for him. 38-yard line, excellent coverage by Loyola. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Celtics now as Providence puts the ball in play.
Big tackle by Chris O'Donnell there, really.
Outstanding job. Good coverage by the bomb squad. Friday, October the 16th, the DuPage Valley Conference Championship. Number 2, Wheaton, Warrenville South against number 7, Naperville North. What more could you want? And we'll be there to bring it to you.
Your necks are going to get sore from watching that ball go up and down the field.
Oh, yeah.
I hate to say it.
Oh, yeah.
Just very similar to what we've seen tonight. Great offensive football.
Really is. We have a twin set to the left. Now they bring Lokank across to balance up the wide receivers. 1st and 10. Handoff. Ruggiero. First down. Yes, he got it. An 11-yard gain. Ruggiero just hunting and pecking and got the first down. Good solid running. That's an 11-yard gain.
That's a very good football play, and they need to get him back into the offense. They've been throwing the ball quite a bit to Brandon Johnson, and he's done a great job, but they need to keep that balance in their offensive attack.
3:25 remaining, 3rd quarter of play. Loyola continuing to cling to a 27-21 lead. All of the scoring coming in the first half. And what a first half it was. Ruggiero, and he stuffed. Nothing there. Great defensive charge by Loyola's John Lorenz among a group of
a host of tacklers, huh?
Mm-hmm.
They really get to, Loyola has regained their confidence. You can just tell. I'm sure in the beginning of this game, some of the guys were thinking, wow, it came off the Mount Carmel game. They scored a lot of points. And you can just see that their confidence is building as a football team because they've really hung in here with the Celtics for this first half, and in fact have the lead.
These defenses have turned it up a notch. There's no question in the second half they have it. 2nd down, 13, play action fake. Kirby pressured, puts it in the air. Was it caught? If it was for little gains.
Nice effort.
Jordy Curtin came back to catch it. But again, Jim, really only about 2 yards. It'll create a 3rd down and 11.
Well, Bill Pragouts, who we've seen with the football, you're going to have a chance to see him come off the edge here. You'll see him come from the outside, right there. Number 29 made the pressure on the quarterback and hurried the pass, and the coverage was good. A nice catch, but again, like you said, no gain.
Excellent catch on the play. It is now a 3rd down and 11. Twin set to the left. A lot of receiving power. And he looks that way. Kirby has his target. First down. And that time it was Lokank who came back to catch the ball. And that was a good, solid 15-yard gain.
Nice catch by Lance Lokank. And when you've got those Twins receivers out there, Brandon Johnson will drive up the field and attract a lot of attention. And here we'll see from the end zone a great view as we roll it. Nice job of looking off, and there you'll see Brandon Johnson ran the corner pattern, and Lance Lokank was all by himself out there wide. We may see that same exact pattern again.
This time they have both wideouts to the near side, Johnson and Lokank. 1st and 10, the Celtics are on the move.
There it is.
Kirby under the defense this time and hits a new target into the ball game as he throws to Justin Ruggiero coming out of the backfield that time, and Ruggiero showed good hands.
Well, and they did run the same exact pattern that time, and it was interesting because Lance Lokank was open again on that same pattern, but Kirby elected to hit Ruggiero, and he made a nice play.
Minute 4 remaining, 3rd quarter play. Loyola 27, Providence 21. Kirby swings it out to Ruggiero. Look out! 20, 15! And he is about 3 yards shy of the first down. Boy, when you see him get the ball with any open space.
And you got two good receivers out wide, and they ran that swing, and Justin Ruggiero made the catch, but we're in a critical play situation here, getting down in pay dirt. They have 4 downs to get the first down.
That they do. 27 seconds remaining, 3rd quarter.
We haven't seen that bootleg for a while.
Twin set to the left this time. Lokank and Johnson. Staggered eye. They put Johnson in motion, and then he goes back. Ruggiero with good blocking to the 10, to the 5. 1st and goal at the 3.
Outstanding blocking that time, too, by Tom Lanahan, 265-pounder, leading the way on that football play.
Man, he had some great blocking in front of him. Also, I thought their fullback, Warren, number 44.
Matt Warren's been blocking all day, Bill.
Man,
you're right.
Oh man, timeout, and that is the end of the third quarter of play, Jim.
That went quickly.
Oh, it sure did. The defense has toughened up, but right now, Providence is on the move. 27-21 as we go to the fourth quarter. Loyola continues on top. Take a look at who is coming aboard with us. My goodness, we have another sponsor joining us. The beautiful Roundhouse, and man, did I enjoy Walter Payton's Roundhouse in Aurora. It's a beautiful piece of property, Jim. What a job they've done with it. And we're really happy to have him with us. That's over 70,000 square feet. It was a railroad. It was an actual railroad roundhouse.
There it is. Look at that's how they took it over, and it was actually built in 1856. And now they've turned that into this, and they have 72,000 square feet of entertainment galore. And we're going to look forward to talking more and more about that in the upcoming weeks.
And take it from yours truly, the food is great. Ruggiero into the end zone, touchdown, first play of the fourth quarter.
Wow, and he was hungry for the end zone, wasn't he? He just popped right in there. We've seen that play before. It was a lead, an excellent football play.
That is his 19th touchdown of the year, an 8-play drive covering 62 yards, and Ruggiero capping it off. Now the try for the extra point. Mike Godfrey will kick. Kirby will hold. This is for the lead. It is up. It looks pretty good. It is. It is good. Timeout on the field. Early fourth quarter. 3 seconds into the fourth quarter. And now we have a 28-27 ball game with Providence on top.
Nice lead play once again. Great blocking.
Something about good food around here, and I can tell you one thing: if you like a good sandwich, Ganella makes it happen with the best bread you can buy. Ganella, fella, it is swell. That goes for the ladies too. We just don't have anything with ladies that rhymes with Wella. But if we did, we'd throw it in there. Ganella, fella, it's swell. It's great, great bread. Give it a try. Taken by an up man, Loyola. They're going to get good field position here across the 30, right at the 35-yard line. As the ball was taken, very good hands shown there on the return by Chris O'Donnell. Very nice job.
And we'll see, Bill, if we get a momentum change. It's real important for the Ramblers at this point to put a nice drive together, because you can tell the Celtics are very enthused to be right back in this football game.
We have a 1-point lead, and as it turns out, the special teams playing a big role here, because Loyola has missed an extra point. Otherwise, this game would be tied right now. Twin set to the left, 1st and 10, and the handoff to Gravels, and he tries to find some room. Great run for him. Positive yardage of about 9 yards as Pregos took off and got a good gain.
Excellent run, and there they showed their patience. Both wide receivers, Collins out there, Cherry blocking. Good job by the left tackle and hooking his man. And of course, we saw a real fine blocker in Sal DiMucci out there leading, as Pregos knows how to use his blockers.
Good gain on that. 2nd down and a yard. In fact, less than a yard. This is a great gambling down with the ball not far from midfield. And we'll see. Cherry to the near side. B.J. Collins to the far side. Single back, so we have a double tight end set, and it is given to DiMucci, and he gets the first down. Good gain right over left tackle. Gain of 3. 1st and 10.
That's right. Mike Joyce, the offensive guard there, did a nice job pulling and freeing him up on that. First down as they move the sticks. This is going to be a nail biter, I can tell.
Yeah.
I feel it coming.
Well, you started biting yours already a half an hour
That's because you
ago.
keep talking about Ganilla. You know, I'm sorry. You know, Kirby is 18 for 23 for Providence with passing yardage, but I'll tell you what, Josh Dunn is certainly doing a great job at the helm at quarterback for the Ramblers.
Sensational twin set. They run the option. That's that freeze option. Pregels down the sideline. Pregels breaks free and is caught at the 30-yard line.
Is he explosive,
Oh,
Bill?
man, that's about an 18-yard gain. 1st and 10, and Loyola is back on the attack.
Got a great running tandem, don't they? And Pregels and his DiMucci.
Outstanding. It could well be that whoever has the ball last could win this game.
Mount Carmel must be one heck of a football team. We know they are,
oh, yeah.
but my goodness, you know, these are two great football teams we're watching right now.
Man, oh man. Cherry to the open side, the near side. P.J. Collins to the short side of the field. Play action fake. Quarterback is rushed out of there, trying to find some room and tries to keep it. Goes over the sideline. There wasn't much there for
Bowman got him down.
Josh Dunn. There wasn't a whole lot there for him. Let's go downstairs to the sideline and Dave Bernhardt. Come in, Dave.
Well, guys, obviously Loyola doing everything they can to make something happen here. They do have a 12th man advantage even though they're on the road. Their band made the 2-hour trip down from Wilmette purely by request. The football team said, we need you down in New Lenox. They came. They've been going at it all night long, and they'll need them now.
Boy, these fans are really kicking it up a notch with a 1-point ball game early in the 4th quarter. Twin set, 2nd down and 8. And the quarterback keeps it up the field. Good gain, 1st down again as Josh Dunn carries it. Gets a good solid 10-yard gain out of that. That's another 1st down.
And it's interesting, they pulled Mark Lazick on that option play too. Not only do they have DiMucci filling in there, they get an opportunity to pull their right guard, and he gets up the hole and frees them up for that play. It was an excellent combination and a well-thought-out football play.
Hard to believe that Dunn lettered as a reserve last year, Jim. He did not start for this team, but he played a lot, and you can see the poise that he has. Pregels with a good block there by Muccio, and he gets the 1st down, 1st and 10.
He got some extra yards after contact as Shane Summers came up, Bill, a free safety, but I'll tell you what, I thought that Pregels got the best of that contact. He got north and south real quick. That's that lead play again. They ran before and got about 10 yards on it.
And DiMucci, number 22, did a great job to help open that up for him. 1st and goal.
Pregels is coming out. And DiMucci's in there as a single back.
So we have 4 receivers, double tight and double wide. 1st and goal. They give it to DiMucci. Fighting to the 5, maybe. Not much room.
Not much room. Well defensed. They get that double tight end, double flanker look. We've seen that with like Lincoln Way, Naperville North. We'll see next week. They go double tight slot. This is very similar, but you get the 2 tight ends up on the line of scrimmage. Gives them a little better blocking angle.
2nd and goal, Jim, just inside the 5-yard line. With a 1-point lead, the Celtics defense digs in. They've gone to their full house, double tight end. There are no wideouts. And it's a counter option. The quarterback keeps it. He's going in. Touchdown. Dunn took it. He spun and went all the way around and took it in.
Spun and done, huh? Wow. Nice football play.
Dunn came in with 216 yards and 7 touchdowns. This is his 8th on the ground.
And you'll see him spin, and the reason he spins here is to give his teammates opportunity to get on front. DiMucci just pancaked this man inside, number 22. What a response. We just said that this was a big momentum turning opportunity right at this point in the game.
8 plays, 65 yards. We've seen some awfully good sustained drives here, and these defenses still cannot hold these teams in line.
And you said it before, Bill, it might be the last team of the football that wins this football game.
Don't run away.
2 points here.
Well, now
big
this
play.
is
Well, this is real big because they missed that 1 extra point earlier, and so this.
And this would put them back on an even number, if you will, relative to the touchdown. This would make it a 7-point difference. Right now, it is at 5. We'll pause for a moment while they think this over. The wheels are going a mile
Larry
a minute.
Lokank down there.
There's
He's
Larry.
a defensive line coach.
Game of the week, Sandburg and Thornwood. This is for Jones Intercable viewers in Orland Park in the southwest suburbs. Friday at midnight, Saturday and Sunday. 3 times you can watch that. Tuesday and Thursday you get 3 good looks at it. So that's the game of the week, Sandburg and Thornwood on Jones Intercable. That's for Southwest Suburban and Orland Park viewers. And we'll keep in mind that number 630-993-1624, Horizon High Reach. We use that camera all the time. You see it, and there it is right on the corner of your screen. That's a scissors lift, and that can get you the elevation you need. They're great for all sorts of applications. Contact Horizon High Reach, and they'll show you how to elevate your business.
Giving us some great shots tonight. Maybe we'll get a shot of this from the end zone.
Josh Dunn with a full house backfield behind him. He keeps the ball, looks to the end zone. He is in. Touchdown.
That's the same football play. They just ran that same type of reverse out, belly play.
The 2-point conversion, Jim. He gets it. He got into the end zone, and that makes it a 7-point ball game.
Big football play.
Boy, that Dunn is a heck of a runner. It is all done. And we will take time out at 8:32 remaining, fourth quarter. We have a 35-28 ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, don't run away.
It's not done yet.
Thank you. Bill Hazen back with Jim Colbert. Consecutive titles, incredible. Providence, 4 straight, 94, 95, 96, 97. You know they'd love to make it 5, and look at the other teams that have done it. Mount Carmel, of course, a powerhouse. Joliet Catholic just down the road here. Spectacular.
It's hard to do. It's hard to win one state championship,
You're right.
let alone 4.
And they had that
and look
great
at
win streak. Remember our telecast last year? These are the fans pouring out
Bishop
onto the field.
McNamara, exactly. And that actually ended a 50-game winning streak. In the last 62 football games, Providence Celtics are 61-1, and right now they are being threatened again.
Matt Zeffner has done a great job here. There's a collision, and Jordy Curtin came up with the ball there, got it up to the 30-yard line. So Providence will have pretty good field position. They were fortunate, Jim, not to lose that
That's
football.
right. That ball was kicked kind of high, and the coverage got down there very rapidly.
So it's 1st and 10. And Providence goes to work now. They need a good sustained drive. And they'll look to their quarterback, Kirby, to help them get there. Brandon Johnson is a wide out to the far side. Lokank to the near side. And the tight end is to the left. An high backfield to the deep back. He breaks free across midfield. All the way down to the 47-yard line before he's taken down in a bulldog tackle.
And you know, when you've got the receiver cores that the Celtics have, it just helps blend that running game in, and that was just a quick hitter, a lead dive in there for big yardage.
Boy, Ruggiero is a heck of a back. It's hard not to like him. Lokank to the far side. Brandon Johnson to the near side, and again Ruggiero off tackle. He just kind of bumped it outside just a little and found a lane and got more positive.
His offensive line's doing a great job tonight, along with Matt Warren, who I consider a guard in the backfield, and you give him the ball once in a while to keep me happy, number 44.
Yep.
He really goes after people. He's an outstanding blocker. You gotta love him, a role player, football player like that.
He's a bowling ball at 5'8", 200. He's a good, compactly built young man, and he's played very well. He's in the up position right now in this backfield. Ruggiero is the deep back. It's a strong right formation this time as Kirby looking for Brandon Johnson. He's going deep down the field for Lokank at the 5. Touchdown! Lokank brought it in.
Wow, does he have some good speed? He must have got that from his mom's side, not his dad's side. What a great play. You've got 2 double goals, 1 on each side. And I thought it was Brandon Johnson at first too, but it was Lokank made the catch.
And that's Kirby's 13th touchdown throw. Lokank with his 6th touchdown. 3 plays, 71 yards. Bing, bang, bong. They got it in a hurry, and at 7:23, the extra point would tie the game. So here will be the try for it. Godfrey, he runs it through. Godfrey, a consistent kicker, and he hit the high-rise camera up there.
Perfect.
Man.
Well, we'll have an opportunity to look at this, and you had deep patterns, one on each side, and what's going to happen is as quarterback drops, he's going to end up coming back down this way, and you'll see Lokank make the catch. Good protection. You've got to have, it's a 5-step drop, maximum protection. Beautiful layout pass by Kirby, and he just has the secondary coverage beat. Lulled him to sleep. Nice speed by Lance. His dad, who's a defensive line coach, has to be real proud. He's down on the sidelines, and he's into the game, but you got to know he's smiling after watching that.
Oh, yes. Well, I'll tell you, Lokank showed a tremendous presence of mind. Only somebody who's been there knows what it's like to see the ball thrown at you, and now you realize it's up to you to catch it. Oh, man. Next week, Friday, October the 16th. Don't run away. Be with us. DuPage Valley Conference Championship, number 2, Wheaton, Warrenville South, DuPage, and Naperville North. Now, these are two of the most exciting teams in the state, and we'll have it for you next Friday night. And don't forget our primetime replay as well. Now the ball is carried. Quilla carries it up the field. George Arquilla. And again, good field position. Jim, field position has had a lot to say about this game.
It is.
Both of these teams have had good field position here in the fourth quarter. Media One Channel 3, game of the week, Elmwood Park and Westmont. And the Sports Zone precedes, or is actually on Tuesday at 6:30. Sometimes the Sports Zone precedes those telecasts, but not in that case. Twin set to the left. Tight end is to the right, 1st and 10. And Dunn gives the ball. Pregos, he spun for an extra yard there.
I could hear that contact up here.
Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
These two
that
teams.
was the lead to the weak side tight end side over here. And somebody got a bell ringer there.
Yeah, and by the way, Jim, saying the weak side, tight end side, and that actually is true, isn't it? Because the wideouts were both on the other side.
Exactly. Twins to one side, and they ran back to the short side. They're in a power I now.
Yeah, full house, single wideout. It's an option play. Dunn for the first down. Dunn into Providence territory. Another big gain to the 44-yard line. Unbelievable. Let's go down to Dave Bernhardt on the sideline. Dave?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I've been at tons of high school football games, but I cannot recall one that has been more emotional on the sidelines, and a change of emotion through the sidelines. Guys with their faces glazed over, and other times thrilled, and other times almost in tears. And now with the tons of hitting going on, it is as thick as you can get it down here, emotional-wise. Guys?
1st and 10 at the 44, Dave. We're certainly caught up in it up here as well. Cherry to the near side. Collins to the far side. And with a single back, yes, indeed. They had a double tight, and it was double tights and double wides on that. And before the play took place, there was a movement. It looked like it was on the left side of the line.
Right, left tackle. And we'll have an opportunity to listen to the official.
All right, if all start against the offense, that's a 5-yard penalty. Here's a trivia question for you. Which Catholic school did these pro athletes attend? Pete Bursich. I know the answer to that one. Mike Pryor and Tim Foley of the Dolphins. And we will have the answer for you here. There they are. Tim Foley to Loyola. Pete Bursich to Providence. Mike Pryor to Marion Catholic. Those are three great players. Twin set to the right. 1st and 15. Pregos looking for room. Got positive yardage, but just barely a yard. An emotional Dan Raddick getting up there. First-year starter.
Dan Bowman did a nice job, too. The strong safety really came up and really forced that play to the inside.
What a job. 2nd down, gain of 1 on the play, Jim, I think.
Time's moving right along here, Bill. What do we have? Just over 5 minutes left in this football game.
You bet. Now you're looking at a 2nd down. I'm going to call it 15. It looks a very little gain on the play. They have a twin set to the left, Cherry and P.J. Collins to the left. They have not thrown to Collins much. It's an option play. Pregos, he's running out of room. He's caught and dropped for a loss. Flag down.
Wow.
Or was that just a marker play?
I don't know. Dan Raddick, the inside linebacker, and Ben Bowman, strong safety, really did a great job of coming up and pursuing the pitch man on that play. And that was a play that, let's see what we have. There's a real quietness on all of a sudden in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
And do we miss a flag? Let's see.
We have a face mask against the offense.
Wow.
15-yard penalty.
Oh, this is big. This is real big.
Jim, this drive for Loyola started very promising with a first down strike immediately, but since then they've been marching in the wrong direction.
You're going to see some great linebacker chase on Bill Pregol's right here, and there's Bowman coming up from the strong safety spot, and we get a little bit of a push off. It's a stiff arm.
It is.
It's just a stiff arm, but he actually gets into the mask. Definitely unintentional.
It is inadvertent.
You know, they
but
don't do that
counts.
in high school. Exactly.
Yeah, it still counts. It is inadvertent, Jim. And Providence declines the penalty.
Yeah, that's a big one to decline, but, you know, they want the football back, Bill.
4:49 remaining, a tie score at 35. So this now creates a third down and about 20 to go. 3rd and 20. They motion Cherry through, so that gives them a twin set to the right. Dunn puts it up in the air. It's caught on the deflection. On the deflection, unbelievable, it was caught. It's short of a first down, however. Cherry caught the deflected ball.
But now you might consider going for it. I think they have maybe a 4th and 4, 5, 6. It's close.
Yes.
That ball went right through the defender's hand.
And you
That changes everything.
You had to give Cherry an awful lot of credit for the possession of mind to be able to keep the focus on the ball after it was deflected.
They better be careful here about delay game.
Dave Bernhardt, take it away downstairs.
Well, Jim, situation here, Providence can get the ball back. They think they can go right down the field running post corners. The problem is they need a stop right here, right now.
4th down, it's a full house backfield.
He's got the tight end.
Dunn looking, he had the tight end, but he couldn't hang on to the ball. The ball goes over as Walsh couldn't make the catch, and now Providence has the ball back in their own territory. 1st and 10. And now whose defense can stop whom? It is,
well,
man.
And you know, Dave Bernhardt made a good point down there, football-wise, that post corner move we've seen tonight. And you know who they'd like to go to? Most likely Brandon Johnson, but Lance Lowe can't because it's right out here also.
Yeah, both have caught touchdowns tonight.
They've got time, Bill, to put a drive together.
Strong left formation, Ruggio up the middle, right set nearly. He was caught just as he crossed the 45-yard line, and you got to give an awful lot of credit on that tackle to Brian Rhines. He was hanging on for dear life to stop Ruggio before a real
this is the
big
one
game.
you'd want a copy of this game.
Yeah, those phones are going to be ringing on Monday, Jim. I'm sure of that. 312-988-9080. $30 for a copy of tonight's game or any in our series. Now they're going to move Jordy Curtin into the tight end spot to the left. Handoff Ruggio up the middle, and the ball, I thought it nearly came loose. He was able to gather it in there. He did get the first down, however.
You know, the Loyola defenders are trying to strip the ball right now, but, you know, they are not behind in the ball game. So we'll see, you know, what happens when you try to strip. You're reaching instead of putting your legs into the tackle. Here we go on a replay. We've seen this play many times tonight now. See the reach and try to pull that ball out, but they're not getting a chance to make a really good contact with Ruggio.
1st and 10. Ruggio has run exclusively in this drive. Staggered I formation. They give it to Ruggio. Cuts back against the grain for positive yardage. That's a 7-yard gain for Ruggio. And right now Loyola has to come up with an answer to stop him. But when you take that chance, Jim, then you have some other people who are not properly attended. It's a tough defensive situation.
And the left side of the Providence line has to be careful not to get too far back in the backfield that time. They were almost as deep in the backfield as fullback Matt Warren. Now they're much better this time.
Johnson and Lokank, the wideouts. Lokank goes in motion. Warren is the up back. Ruggiero goes behind him, and they tackle him after a pretty good game. First down, he got to the 30-yard line. And Providence is on the move.
They're flying around. Nick Corey was downfield 10 yards at 6'2", 230, staying with his man all the way down the field.
1 minute, 50 seconds left. Now timeout management becomes a factor. Everything becomes a factor, but right now, the Celtics have it right where they want it. They're on the drive. Lokank to the near side. Johnson to the far side. A play-action fake with Kirby looking to throw. Gunson was knocked down. Great defensive play.
And they've been setting up that bootleg, and they were looking at that, what you call, it was almost a post corner pattern, but he was looking initially to Brandon Johnson off that bootleg, but a nice deflection.
Great effort there by Pregels, I think, who got through there. Jim, the deflected number 29.
Wouldn't surprise me. He's playing hard tonight, isn't he?
He sure is. So that stops the clock. 1:31 remaining. Fourth quarter. The score is tied. Second down and 10. Lokank to the near side. The handoff to Ruggiero. As he cuts through, he drags everybody forward. Look at the leg drive. That's a 7-yard gain.
Brian Ryan's trying to strip the ball again, but you know what? Ruggiero's holding on to that ball with a vice grip right now. Remember earlier in the game, that ball kicked out, so he's very aware of ball position right now.
1:07 remaining.
That's not much time.
We'll see.
Field goal range.
Brandon Johnson to the near side. Lokank will motion through. They hand off to Ruggiero. Tries to cut through, and a very good tackle there. Staying with it. Again, the guy, Brian Rines, he's been in on a number of them. He fought off some people and held on for dear life. Let's see if he got the first down. Looks like they're going to measure on this one. No, he's short of it. A timeout is being taken by Providence here.
Big play.
Yes.
4th and about 3. I mean, this is the game. I mean, this is the kind of play that, you know, you dream about.
Yes.
43 seconds left. 35-35. You can't get any better than this. And there goes John Hurster out. And I wonder what he's thinking.
Well, he's thinking, I'm going to watch this on primetime is what I'm going to do.
I don't know if he's thinking.
Well, we hope everybody's enjoying it. If you haven't seen our primetime show, be sure to tune in 7 p.m. on Wednesday. PrepGameAOL.com is the address, the email address, which you can write us with your thoughts on our telecast. We would love to hear from you. PrepGameAOL.com. We have 43 seconds left. Don't forget, $30 is the cost for a copy of tonight's game, and I would imagine there will be a number of people who would like to get it. Give us a call Monday, 312-988-9080. An unforgettable football game, dripping with the emotion of it.
Who do you give the ball to, Bill? Ruggiero here? I think you got it. You know, there's no second effort on a drop pass. I'd be surprised, but you never know. I'd be surprised if they threw here. You know, they give that ball to that young man in the backfield. They have not stopped that great off-tackle play for less than 2-yard gains very often. And you know one guy who's going to be in there blocking, that's Matt Warren, as Coach Matt Sefner with his hat on,
his lucky
pulling out all the stoppers.
This has been an unforgettable game. Seven plays in the drive.
They're Loyola Academy Ramblers.
We want to thank Reverend Theodore G. Munns, S.J., Principal Reverend Terrence Baum, Athletic Director Mr. William Graf from Loyola.
They can sure be proud of their ball club
they
tonight.
really can be. And their head coach, who's been just great as always, John Hurster, Providence Celtics, Superintendent Father Richard McGrath, OSA, Principal Father John Merkellis, OSA, and the Athletic Director Matt Sefner. I had a chance to talk with Matt earlier in the week. Matt Sefner has done a great job. 1966 Lewis University grad. Now,
here it is.
4th down and 3. It's a short 3. Curtin moves from left to right, from right to left in the tight end. Play action fake. Kirby looking, throws it. It's knocked down. Loyola holds. How about that?
A gutsy call. I was not expecting it. It's a good call. It's just that everything was executed properly. It was a great fake. the route was open, but when you throw, you know, things can happen. We'll have a chance to watch this. We're going to see the bootleg action. It's been good. Let's roll it. Here comes the bootleg action off. On the weak side, you will see the tight end right here coming across. Right there. Got knocked down. His tight end was wide open.
So Jordy Curtin,
it was a great call,
was the target. Now the question is, 37 seconds left. Twin set to the right, the short side. Single wide receiver, they give it to Pregolds, and he gets a yard or two. You could hear that collision. Dan Raddick, number 2, among a host of Celtics tacklers.
We've heard that several times tonight, and these young men know how to tackle, block, and run hard.
19 seconds now. The clock continues to run.
Who's taking the... Okay,
well,
the Ramblers are going to take a timeout, Bill, but, you know, we're getting down... They're in bad field position, so they've got to be real careful on the play call, because if you did get a turnover here, Providence is in field goal range.
Yes, well, you're right about that. 16 seconds left, Jim, and I thought the whistle had blown earlier. They ran off a couple extra seconds here.
There's Josh Dunn. He says, no, I don't want any water. Hey, when they don't want water, that means they're serious.
Yeah.
They're focused. He's just talking to his teammates in there. He is very poised. Like both these quarterbacks have done a great job, been poised. Jim Kirby as well as Josh Dunn.
Overtime.
Josh is telling them, we just got to take control of the ball. You're looking at overtime, and we haven't had one yet this year.
No, we haven't, but certainly that is a possibility. Let's go down to Dave Bernhardt along the sidelines. Dave?
You know, for that last play, the last Providence decision they made, Matt Sempner may be the head coach of Providence for 31 years, but he relies on his offensive coordinator, Dave Ernst. It was a joint decision to go for it, and it was Ernst's play call. It just didn't come off for them.
All right, it is a 2nd down and 8. They give it to Pregolds, and he tries to bust through, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and let the clock run out here, Jim. We're down to 9 seconds to go. They'll spot this very quickly.
See, now Providence is smart here. They're going to call a timeout because in this field position, they see that the Ramblers are going to be satisfied to run the ball and go to overtime. And they want them to run with the ball one more time and try to punch it out. Now, you might see John Herster decide to take a knee even in this situation, but the problem is then they will have to punt the football because that happens so quickly.
Yes, you're right.
You have 9 seconds left. You know, a lot of things happen in 9 seconds. Remember our game last year in the playoffs with Addison and Palatine? This is right up there with us.
Yes, Yaakov Israel.
There you have Coach Herster listening to one of his assistants, and he's talking about sweeping the ball, I think, get to the outside, which eats up a lot of clock. He was waving to the outside. That would indicate to me maybe give the ball to Pregolds on that outside bounce play and let him eat up some clock, maybe 9 seconds worth. We'll see.
Well, we'll see. Dunn gets it again to Pregolds, looking for room, and is stopped at the 30-yard line. They want a punt. They want Brandon Johnson to have a shot for the big play, if possible. 4 seconds to go.
They did exactly what they wanted to. They wanted to go to the outside with that lead play, a very safe play, but we saw a little slippage there, and Pregolds went down quick. And there's a couple seconds left.
We'll remind everybody, Jim, that this telecast is available through Cost Broadcast Sales Incorporated, and any other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Cost Broadcast Sales Incorporated is strictly prohibited. Copyright Cost Broadcast Sales Incorporated, 1998. Well, 4 seconds to go.
See what you have here by calling timeout. Providence, you know, when you have as much success as these teams have had, it's not over. There's, you know, a couple seconds. It's enough time to make something happen. They're hoping. Now look, see, they're going to try to run backwards or move around and eat up to 4 seconds. They don't want to punt.
Done.
There you go.
They go ahead and give it to the up man, and he carries the ball for a pretty fair gain. Let's
That's
see if the
it.
clock went off. It did
Time's gone.
indeed.
We're going overtime.
So
now.
that's it. DiMucci carried it very dependably, and he managed to squeeze out 4 seconds somehow.
They didn't want to pump. Smart play. Smart play.
Well, and that means you keep it out of Brandon Johnson's hand.
Well,
you also eliminate the possibility of a potential bad snap or all sorts of things. We are through regulation. Don't run away. Overtime. Loyola and Providence. Man, this is everything we thought it would be.
If they run away now, you need your head examined.
We have had heroes everywhere on this football field. The question is, who will be the heroes as we move to overtime? Jim, let's review the rules of overtime so that everybody's aware of what we're going to be seeing.
Sure, the first one we've had this year, Bill, and they did a coin toss, and Providence won the toss and elected to go on defense first. The ball's put on the 10-yard line. Loyola will have 4 shots at the end zone, and then Providence also will have that opportunity. The reason they elected to go on defense was that they then know what they have to get to win in the overtime. Whether if Loyola decides to kick a field goal, let's say on 4th down, then Providence knows they need to score a touchdown, or at least they have that option of making the decision. So here we go.
4 shots at it from the 10-yard line. Cherry is a wide out to the far side. Collins to the near side. An eye backfield. Now they'll motion Cherry across. A lot of receiving power to the right. We had a player jump on the left side, it looked like. The left tackle moved early.
And they motioned to an unbalanced line that time, which was very interesting. We haven't seen that look. Sometimes coaches will bring something out in the overtime that they haven't shown.
Well, now it's first and 15.
Yeah, and it's even more critical at this stage. The only thing I would say about moving backwards here, it gives them a little more room to operate with the throwing game. A few more angles, the corners have to cover a little bit more territory. You know, when you're on the 10, they get a chance to squeeze them a little tighter.
You're speaking from personal experience, I gather. You squeezed a few people as a cornerback. Cherry to the far side. Collins to the near side. Cherry in motion again. You have the tight end on that same side. Option. Pregos looks to the sideline. Inside the 10.
Wow.
To the 9-yard line. He got 6 of it back in one play.
When they're motioning there and they ran that play that they did on the offsides, they had trips receivers and they ran the option back to just the 2 lineman side. Interesting. And you saw Pregos with that stiff arm, which he used so well, and get some extra yards off it.
Gain of 6. 2nd down and 9, or goal from the 9. Cherry to the near side. Collins to the far side. The tight end Walsh will line up on the near side, so you have twins to the right. Quarterback on the keeper. And nearly lost it there. He was a little unsure what to do. For a moment, I thought he wanted to pitch.
He did.
He got some positive yardage, too.
He did, and I think he made a good decision because he wasn't comfortable with his situation on it. They flip-flopped their tight end over, but they were not in an unbalanced line. And we'll have a chance to see the spin move on the option as we go here, and we might have a chance to pause that after we get it rolling. Here's your spin move ride. Now right about right here. Excellent. See, he was going to pitch and decided not to. And good defense, but I think he made the right decision in not pitching because he was not in a position where he thought he had a good chance to pitch it freely.
3rd down. Cherry is a wide out to the far side. Collins to the near side. It's a strong left formation with an eye backfield. Dunn looks. He's throwing it for Cherry, and it's off of his hands on single coverage.
It's a good ball, Bill.
Yeah, the Cherry was a target in the corner, and on pass coverage, an awfully good effort by Shane Summers, the junior. They feel that he has the best hands on the team, and boy, he was really under pressure there.
Now it looks, you know, you're going to kick a field goal, I would assume, at this point.
Well, let's see. They want to get something out of this.
Nope. Let's see. Yep. They have to go for that, and then that'll put Providence in a situation, depending on whether they make it or not, to decide, you know, what kind of strategy they're going to use.
John Schwabe is their long kicker. They're 0 for 3 in field goal attempts this year. The place down. Schwabe boots it, and it is good. They got it.
Well,
they got the field goal.
They're 1 for 4 now, and that's the big one, isn't it?
It sure is, and he boomed that through
he
there.
He sure did. That's big.
And now we'll see what Providence can do.
Touchdown wins it.
Touchdown does indeed. And the moon is coming up on a beautiful Friday night here.
Strange things have been happening this evening.
You're right about that.
We've been treated to a great football game.
One of the best. One of the best. We hope you have enjoyed it wherever you're watching on our prep game of the week on Channel 62. We hope you have enjoyed it every bit as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. This now is the crucial moment as we have gone into overtime. And Loyola has scored via the field goal. And now we'll see the fans come to their feet as Providence comes out. The Celtics will go on the attack.
Twins.
You're right, to the left. Dunn gives it. Ruggiero fighting hard. He gets down inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
He got a lot of yardage on that one, Bill.
7.
That's their bread and butter play. They've been going to it all night.
Second down and goal at the 3-yard line.
They're going to come right back to that football play again, Bill.
Warren is the up back.
Unbalanced line now.
They give it to Ruggiero, looking for room. He's hit. He gets away. He's close. He didn't make it.
Someone had a shot at him.
Yeah, behind the line, and he shook off the
sure
tackle.
did, and they went to an unbalanced line there as they shifted the tight end over. But they, instead of running away from the unbalanced set, they ran to it to try to take advantage of the extra blocker.
It is third down and goal. Jim, the nose of that football is about a yard away. A timeout from Loyola. You can't have your back against the wall any more than the Ramblers do right here. They have to pray for a stop, if possible, to move the team backward and to really make them wonder, do we take the field goal and try to play another round?
And here's the thing, Bill, down here, now all of a sudden you'll see Loyola get in the gaps, come hard, really try to stack it up on the inside, whereas on the first play, they were in their normal defense. And see, when they do take away those gaps and come in there with Ruggiero deep in the backfield like he is, you might get penetration and have a chance to drop him for a loss.
Well, that's the situation we're looking at in 2 weeks. Glenbrook South against New Trier, Barrington and Conant, Sandburg and Lincoln Way, or Romeoville and Homewood Flossmoor. Which one would you like to see? Let us know at prepgame@aol.com.
That'll be the final week of the football season. 2 weeks from tonight.
Yes.
It's game number 9, and next week, of course, we'll be down at Naperville to watch Wheaton, Warrenville South, and Naperville North. And here we go. Let's come back to the moment at hand.
2 wideouts to the left. Third and goal from the 1-yard line. Ruggiero, the deep back. They give it to him. He's over. The game is over.
Wow.
Ruggiero scores.
Unbalanced line. They hammered it in.
Providence wins. Providence wins in overtime. Loyola played a tremendous game in defeat.
Sure did. It's almost fitting. We've seen Providence twice. They were on the other side of the coin last year. Remember at the Bishop McNamara? And both these teams played a fantastic game tonight. And Providence comes away with smiles on their faces.
Well, what a tremendous ball game we have been treated to tonight. It's one I know I won't forget for a long time. Loyola and Providence, and homecoming ends in victory and happiness for the players here for Loyola. I don't know how you can have any more heartbreaking of a loss. All you can say is they played their hearts out.
And look at them line up, Bill. You don't always see this at other levels of competition, but in high school, you see this. I mean, just first class. And these young men from both sides, I'm sure, have a great deal of respect for each other.
Ruggiero's touchdown, it was his 20th of the year.
You'll have a chance to see. You've only got 2 blockers here. You've got 3. Here's the 3 here, and there's 2 more outside. And he's going to come in as he did earlier. Let's roll it. And he's got his lead back in there also, running to the unbalanced side. There's 44 isolating right on 51. Another great back by 5 foot 8 inch, 200-pound Matt Warren along with his teammates to ice it. And they did it with what got him that ground game all night.
Well, it was a spectacular touchdown, a spectacular finish to a great game. Ruggiero with his 20th touchdown of the year. What a time to get it. A great, great game. Next week, I don't know how any game can match what we've just seen, but if there are two teams that can do it, we're going to see them.
And Warren having fun with us, Telestrator.
Oh, man. You've got it underlined. You've got it underlined right there. The emotions of a game like this are so great. Number 2, Wheaton Warrenville South. Number 7, Naperville North. We hope you enjoyed our telecast tonight. Our final score, 41-36, with Providence defeating Loyola. Bill Hazen for Jim Covert, Dave Bernhardt, and our team saying thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next Friday night.
That's right. Thanks for the entertainment, fellas.